Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nerdcast. It is Devin, broadcasting as always live from an undisclosed location in the center of Texas on a rainy, dreary, dark and stormy, well I guess not stormy anymore, well I guess it's stormy out west Austin. Dark and stormy Thursday evening. How's everybody doing out there? The season finale of X-Men has come and gone, and I'm going to be talking about it with Royal here, so let me go ahead and phone her. Let me also log into my sound thing. Yeah, I forget that a lot of my stuff is kind of in a weird state right now because the storms that had passed through here earlier knocked the power out. So I need to get a UPC backup for this machine. Here we go. How do I pop this? There we go. Pop that out. Hey, there you are.
There I am.
You go to the desktop view, and let me hide my other camera. And how do I change the view here? There we go. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Today was a bit of a dreary day.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah. So I've got a
Why?
little bit of that
Like,
funk.
was it rainy?
Yeah, so it's been rainy and dreary in Austin for about a month now. Like, it's been a while. Like, yesterday was like the first day in weeks that we actually had blue sky and sun, but I couldn't take advantage of it because I didn't have my car. My car was in the shop. I had to,
Oh.
yeah, like I was driving it the other day and then it started sputtering and my check engine light turned on. So I had to go take it to get fixed. And then, like, the one day I didn't have my car where I can go somewhere was the one day that we had sun. And then I got my car back after dropping fucking $900 on it. And then it's all stormy again. So yeah, I'm a little bummed. I'm a little bit down. The weather is getting to me a little bit. In addition to
Did
having to
you get a
drop.
haircut?
Did I get a haircut? Yes, actually. I guess you could tell because of the extra skin that's exposed there.
But you trimmed your beard too.
And I trimmed my beard too. That's because on Monday I was a part of a shoot for a miniseries that a friend of mine is doing, and I was an extra at a barroom scene. Actually, I could show you that trailer too.
You
I
do
think
so much fun stuff.
I try. I have to occupy the mind, I guess. Shit, I forget what it's actually called. Is it Glacier something? Hold on a second. Let me look up my Instagram. How are you doing? What have you been up to?
I took the day off because I was feeling gross this morning. Which today was also it was not dreary, but this morning it like poured rain.
Yeah.
Came down really hard. Um, yeah, I was not feeling well, so I took the day off, which was nice, and I slept in and worked on the comic for a bit and got some stuff done that, like, I would not have gotten done during the day of work. And I feel rested, which is nice.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's cool. I'm glad you got to work on the comic. I like what you sent me so far. Because
yeah,
I
I'm
never
stoked
like
about it.
I had imagined what Tank would look like, but it's interesting to see how you translated that. Why can't I find that?
What's funny is like I thought that I hadn't done anything with him at all.
Yeah.
And I did like actually draw him in a panel, like on a page that's unfinished. Like the one where like Maury's like, yeah, so we should just do this. And then it's like cuts to everyone like looking like,
Yeah.
and he's like, guys. So I had drawn him there. So now I gotta like look back and make sure that I didn't they don't look too crazy different. But I think they look Maybe the hair might be a little different, but yeah, I'm happy with how he turned out. I uh I try to make everyone look really different, like discernibly different. So,
Yeah, which is a good thing to do. Hello, it is me,
because
and I saw
sometimes,
that
well, sometimes
episode.
people don't do that, you know.
Yeah.
They like some artists. The only reason you know who it is because of how they're colored.
I mean, that's a big part of why characters have like flamboyant costumes with crazy colors and stuff too. Because if otherwise, it would be hard to tell sometimes one character from another, depending on the artist, I suppose. Hello, it is me, and I saw that episode and liked it. Also, I ate an eggplant. What's up, Toaster? Welcome back to the stream, and I hope you enjoyed the eggplant. Oh.
Poster has the best comment, like just like immediate first comment just is terrific all the time.
The most random stuff, the most random, thought-provoking
Like
bits of
joyful
lunacy.
or not joyful, but like joyful even when it's not, like even when it's a bad update from Toaster, like hello, I puked for 72 hours and saw like 15 slugs on my doorstep. Like it's still slightly joyful. There's
There's a bit of
something.
whimsy.
There
There's a bit of
is, which
whimsy
I
to it.
appreciate. We love you, Toasty.
Hello, everyone. Hey, what's up, Lynn Ratman? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a good night.
Welcome back.
Yeah, we could all use a little bit more whimsy, I suppose. But
This is look at this. I'm so happy about this, bro. I think it's looking real good.
I think it looks awesome.
This I did most
I
of this
didn't.
today.
I feel
Yeah.
like you did. I think you did a panel with Rome in it before that you showed
Yeah.
me. Um,
Yeah.
is that different than that one, or
Yeah, this one
okay?
I haven't. Yeah, it's a different one than this one. For
Have you
sure.
have you scanned all the
Because
pages and put them on the drive?
I've scanned the ones that are done.
Okay.
Well, there's one that like I have marked as done, which is page 27, but I want to go in and fill in backgrounds.
Okay.
So it's not like 100%. Like all
Sure.
the characters are in there and the dialogue is in there. It needs to not be blank in the back. But
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right. Well, I'll go check out that drive then. Well, you know what? I would say I need coffee, but that would be a terrible idea at this hour.
Yeah. Don't do that.
No coffee. All right. The final episode for X-Men 97 has come and gone.
It has.
You watched it
Tell me your
yesterday?
thoughts. I did. I watched it when I got home from work.
All right. It's a little bit fresher in your mind than it is in mine. I meant to rewatch it today, but I ended up taking a brief nap on the couch instead after work. So
That's good. Get
I,
your rest. You don't sleep enough.
I don't, but you know what? Plenty of time to sleep when I'm dead.
You know,
So let me know, what do you think? What are your thoughts on the final episode? How has
I
it left
was
you?
I feel like I was. Here's the thing. Like after we talked so much about X-Men 75, or Wolverine 75, I was like talking myself down. I was like, look, just because Wolverine 75 is good, it doesn't mean we're going to get Wolverine 75. So please adjust your expectations
Yes.
because they may not do that. And I thought I had adjusted my expectations, but I had not, and I was a little disappointed that instead of like the dynamic, like, which not to say that this was not dynamic, but like rather than the like tension of Wolverine 75, we got this tension between Charles and Eric,
Oh, but
between
that was
Professor X and Magneto.
I thought that was really well done though. And I was
It
actually
was.
I wasn't looking forward to that part, honestly, because it was the part in the
Mhm.
comic that I always glance past. But it actually was like it was kind of harrowing, I thought, when he was in his mind and Magneto couldn't remember like a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of harrowing.
It was, but also I think that like the moment I don't think it drove home like how like there's a point where like Magneto says this is a violation,
Yeah.
and it is. And at that like at this point in the comics, like not only has he done this to Magneto, but he's doing it to Logan. Like he's just like willy-nilly invading people's minds, and he can say it's for the good of whatever, but like at the end of the day, like he's crossed a line
Yeah.
that normally I don't think he would. And so I feel like it kind of glossed over the fact that like he's crossing a line like extremely.
It did more than
Um
gloss over that fact. Like, in the comic, Xavier is way more fucked up than he is in this. In the cartoon, they're kind of like positing it as sort of like this. He's kind of, helping Magneto get to like the root of his psychological trauma, and is kind of like trying to find the goodness in him and bring him back and all of that. But in the comic, he's just straight up creating false memories, and like he's doing all sorts of fucked up shit in Magneto's
like
brain.
his yeah, his mind is wiped, right?
Yeah, and towards the
Because
end of
doesn't
that,
he like
yeah,
come back and he's like, I don't even know what the fuck happened. I don't know who I like because there was that whole like thing where he was Joseph
yeah,
for a
well, we
while.
don't need to get into Joseph,
Um
but yo,
let's
RJ,
not go there.
welcome
But
back to the
still it's
stream.
like, yeah, it's kind of like okay. And normally I would be more about that, like,
Yeah.
but and then the other thing that I was a little like, and not to say that that was not a good segment between them. I just was impatient about it.
Impatient. This
And
episode
the
was
other
actually
thing that
45 minutes long. It was
it
pretty
was a
beefy
little longer
beefy
and you got a
episode.
little stinger at the end.
Yeah.
Um, but the other part that I was impatient about is when like Bastion is giving a speech and I'm like, why are these people fucking around and listening to him talk? Morph can slide out of this immediately. Storm does not need her hands free to use a pad. She's not Beast. Like Beast is up there like, yeah, this is a problem. Storm could have frozen you in place while you were talking. And I'm just like, why am I waiting for this? Why do I have to listen to Jean say I am Phoenix and watch her faint twice in one episode?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be X-Men without Jean fainting, so that needed to happen as many times as possible.
I,
Uh,
I will say I laughed aloud when Bastion beat Cable with his own
with
arm.
his arm. Okay, so I'm not familiar. I'm not super familiar with Bastion as a character. Like because
Me neither.
ironically, Operation Zero Tolerance was the X-Men arc that I kind of bounced on the series on in the '90s, and I never actually went back to reread it. So like I didn't know. I don't know if like he was always this sort of like super Nimrod type of shape shifting mega sentinel, but I was kind of taken aback by
Yeah.
how like godlike his abilities were. He was almost like Apocalypse in some sense, if not more powerful.
I just think that like there was a like the battle with the X-Men and Bastion, like the X-Men who are on the asteroid, um, versus Bastion. I was like, what are you guys doing? Because there's little to no teamwork involved. And I think if they had done like done some teamwork, he would have been it would have been over for this guy. Like I was over there like screaming at Rogue on the screen, like just don't stop hitting him, just keep hitting him.
Yeah,
Don't let him talk.
she came out the gate and was like, taking it to him, and then like
Yeah,
ended up. It's kind of Dragon Ball Z there, where okay, you've
yeah,
got him on the
it
ropes,
was.
but now you're gonna stand around and
Yeah.
stare and talk.
Well, he like teleported, so it was.
Yeah,
I get it, but like then at the like when it's Nightcrawler and Jubilee and Cyclops, like
yeah, they all like
I
fight one on one.
like yeah. But I will say that like watching Rogue go bananas in the series has been really fun because
Yeah, it's been
I feel like
interesting. Um, it's kind of like I feel like in a lot of ways, and Xavier is an example of it, and I think Rogue is too. I feel like the showrunner was really eager to push the envelope as far as like morally dubious characters making morally dubious decisions, but there's always something that kind of holds it back from actually like crossing that ultimate threshold. Like Rogue lets go of Trask and he falls, and it's played up like, oh, she just murdered this man. But then he becomes like a
Mhm.
super sentinel, and then it's like, okay, well, no harm, no foul. Like whatever line she may have crossed, she didn't actually cross it, you know. And then it's same with her betrayal when she goes to join Magneto.
But
Ultimately,
she
that
would
ends up
have.
being nothing too. And then Xavier, like I was mentioning before, like in the comic, he does much more crazy shit in
Oh
Magneto's
yeah.
mind, but they don't ever cross that threshold in the show either. So it's like it wants to be darker, it wants to be more mature, it wants to be a more closer to the comic representation of what X-Men was, but it also at the same time doesn't want to do that. It doesn't want to like stain the purity of, you know, the characters that people have in mind from like the early 90s. And that
Which
kind
I
of,
think is like fair in a way. In a
yeah,
way. Because there's like, especially like when you look at like that episode with Trask, and they're like, is this what who we are now? Is this what we're doing? And it's, but this is like a stakes are high storyline, Fatal
yeah,
Attractions, because like Magneto has gone apeshit. Like he at this point, like you are like the reader is realizing in Fatal Attractions that like Magneto's been holding back, and he will turn you into either a bleeding skeleton,
pile of
like just
gears.
a bleeding hunk of like, yeah, he will turn you into a hunk of gears, or he will turn you into a regular body that has had so much damage inflicted on it that your healing factor cannot keep up with it. From a person whose healing factor kept him from dying from being beheaded. The fucking adamantium was too damn much. Like, that's a lot.
I think
So,
again that, in my opinion, that kind of speaks to a little bit more to what I'm talking about the unwillingness to like have characters cross that line. Because yes, in the Fatal Attraction story in the comics, Magneto had just full on lost his mind. Like he had a savior complex, he had a messiah complex. He was megalomaniacal to a degree that he had never been before. Like he was intent intent on committing a genocide. Nothing was going to stop him or dissuade him, and he was ready to murder any mutant that stood in his way, as he tried to with Cable, and he tried to with you know, Wolverine and anybody else. You know, and he even you know, brutalized one of his own acolytes.
oh
You
yeah,
know,
at
who
Ileana's funeral.
at Ileana's
At
funeral,
Ileana's funeral.
yeah, like in a pretty garish display of power, he just balled that dude up,
Yeah,
you know,
like,
seemingly for no
made
reason.
Jubilee puke.
Yeah, so like he was in the comics like Magneto, and this was pretty much apropos of nothing, because everyone thought Magneto was dead, and he was healing after
Yeah.
Asteroid M had crashed. And during the course of that healing and witnessing what had been going on with the assassination attempt on Xavier and all of that, like at some point in all of that, he kind of loses his shit, and then he just resurfaces as this insane person.
Mhm.
But in the cartoon, they don't have him go that route. Like it makes way more sense like that you would side with Magneto on this after all of those human sentinels go on, after the massacre of all the mutants on Genosha, and then he gets captured and tortured by Bastion, and then all of the human
Mhm.
sentinels just explode into like a planet wide fury. And only after and
Yeah,
the only reason why that planet wide fury was stopped is because of his magnetic wave that shut down everything. So like without that,
yeah.
all mutants would have been eradicated by those sentinel things. But yet somehow they posited that attack as Magneto declared war on the world. And it's like, well, no, I think the sentinels that were rampaging were the ones that declared war.
Right.
Like Magneto was the one that just kind of did the ceasefire, at least for that particular moment. So it didn't really like the level of desperation and intensity that Fatal Attractions had because Magneto had finally snapped and Xavier knew what he needed to do. Like the whole darkness of that story arc was the Magneto protocols. Like Xavier knew that this was it. There was no more talking to Magneto. There's no more philosophical debates. There's no more, we're going to bring you on to be the leader of the New Mutants. All of that shit is done. Like, now is the time to pull the trigger on this dude. And he did that, ostensibly. But none of that was carried over to this adaptation. And it just kind of made the extreme nature of this scene here where they're battling. Oh, let me share my screen so you can actually see what I'm looking at. Like where they're having their psychic battle. Why is it?
Which was terrific. You don't have to share your screen. I can see it. Yeah.
It's better. It works better though if because if you're watching the stream, then it's going to be delayed. Ooh, where are you at? There we go. Yeah, it just that's my only real point of contention with, and if I guess maybe at the end of this we could talk about our feelings of the series, all episodes as a whole, because I have thoughts, general global thoughts too. But as far as this episode and the adaptation of all of that, it was interesting. I liked it, but it also felt like it was trying too hard to pull punches.
Interesting. They sold me at the end, buddy. Yeah. I was like, now fucking what? And then I was like, oh hell yeah, is this Age of Apocalypse? Is this the teasing for Age of Apocalypse? Do you think? Or something else?
At the end, well, let's see.
Yeah.
So at the end of this, the original X-Men, well, I guess not original, it was Cyclops, Jean, Nightcrawler.
It's just Cyclops and Jean, I think, that are.
Well, they all get transported. They all get transported to different places. I forget who ends up in ancient Egypt, but they see.
It's Rogue. Rogue is in Egypt. Nightcrawler's in Egypt.
Okay, Rogue, Nightcrawler. Was Jubilee there?
No, Jubilee's on Earth because Sunspot.
Oh yeah, that's down. Right. Jubilee is okay.
Yeah. Which I thought was, I was like, who the fuck? How, bitch? You're in space. But whatever.
But okay, so yeah, some subset of X-Men end up in ancient Egypt, and they witness, a more human-looking In Sabador fighting off some would-be captors.
That was so delightful. Like the face reveal on In Sabador. I was like, hell yeah, bitch.
Oh yeah. Okay, so just me being a diehard X-Men freak, like as soon as the times popped up, it was like 3000 BC. I was like, oh, this is Apocalypse. This is some Apocalypse shit happening. And then as soon as like the I forget what it was like maybe 3000 AD or something like that, I was like, oh shit, Ascati. They're bringing the Ascati into this. Like we're gonna get both sides of this angle. So I think, next season I don't think it's Age of Apocalypse. Not just yet, at least. I think you're gonna get a lot of backstory with Cable's upbringing and what the Ascani. I don't know if are you familiar with the Ascani?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me
the only reason I know that Cable is holding his body to using his mutant power to keep his body together to prevent the technovirus from spreading. You're the reason I know that. I'm not really familiar with that backstory with the Ascani, and I'm not familiar really with Apocalypse very much at all.
Okay. One thing I thought was kind of intense
was me because sometimes they show him as very large, and sometimes he's just regular sized.
Well, he could change his size. He could shapeshift and change his sizes and stuff too. So, that's kind of whatever his actual size is a little nebulous. One thing I thought was kind of intense was that the human Sentinels weren't saved. Named characters were turned into those, and they're basically just dead now. Um, I
I
don't.
don't know if they are dead.
Me either. I don't know
I
if they are. Cause like
I
who?
think it's like a like it's something that is awakened in them, and then when it's dormant, it's just dormant.
Yeah,
Because I feel like Trish Philby was still alive. She was in a
I think
hospital
she
bed.
was. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So I
obviously,
don't I
there's going
feel
to be
like that's a
some
gray
resolution on
area.
that. Yeah. Um, but I get what you're saying, though. They should be dead. Something like that shouldn't be something you can reverse. You're
It's
not.
true, but they would probably come up with like a storyline where like Beast and Forge could reverse it.
Yeah, I don't
Because they
disagree
got
with you,
them to
Toaster.
like build that collar. I don't disagree with like they should be dead, but like is there a way to like back out of that? There totally
Again,
will be.
one of the flaws I find in this show is like an inability to really commit to like something. I guess they will go right up to the edge of something dark, but they won't commit to like the consequences of that darkness. So having those
Yeah.
characters be dead, I think would be
Unless it's a mutant. Like the mutants of Genosha are dead. There's no like no stopping that. But like the humans turning into sentinels is a
well.
bridge
Okay,
too far.
you say that, but I guess now we should maybe. Okay, so let me talk about the Ascati first, since you asked. And like
Okay.
my information on this is sketch because this has always been one of the weirdest parts of X-Men lore. Basically, the Ascani shit is like the X-Men's version of Dune. it like it takes
Okay.
place thousands of years in the future. Apocalypse has basically won and rules the earth. He basically uses humans as cattle. He slaughters them routinely. The Ascani are a tribe of both mutants and I think humans are a part of it as well that are rebelling against Apocalypse. But it's rooted in a lot of religious imagery or religious kind of lore, and visually it looks that way too. Like they look like they look like characters from Doom. They look like the Fremen, with all the cloaks and shit. Um, in the comics, there was a mini series called Cyclops and Phoenix, I believe,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, you're right. That's what I'm thinking of.
yeah,
That's what I'm thinking of. You're so
yes,
right.
Cyclops and Phoenix was a time displaced Cyclops and Jean Grey being sent thousands of years in the future to basically raise Cable as their own. I mean, he is the kind of their own at least, but uh, under false, I guess, identities. Maybe it's kind of weird. It's a weird comic series. The whole Cable Ascani prophecy thing. Oh, she disappeared. Let me see if I can get her back here. I wonder if she
I
Oh, there you are.
I thought I was in a different tab
Oh.
and I got confused because I was popped out for a second, so I thought I was like searching regularly, and then it was like, "Where?" Yeah, Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix.
Yeah, it's an interesting comic series. It's definitely weird, but yeah, I think they're gonna go into the because in that series, Cyclops is known in the future world as Slim, and Jean is known as Red,
Slim and Red,
and
yeah.
Slim and Red are the ones that raised Cable, kind of like along with the rest of the tribe Ascani. The mother Ascani who spoke at the very end. By the way, um, Bo DeMeo, he teased the homework for the final episode. He posted a picture of Star Trek from one of my favorite episodes. One of the episodes they do about time displacement, which kind of hints at what's going on here at the end, where the X-Men are in two different, or I guess three different times. But also, the woman that voices Mother Ascati is Gates McFadden, who was Beverly Crusher in TNG. So
Oh,
it's like,
I saw her name, but I didn't recognize her name. I was just like, what a unique name.
yeah. So
I
you,
didn't
you get
put them
a
together.
double Star Trek
That's funny.
whammy. But she is Rachel Summers, Phoenix from
Yeah.
yeah. She is I guess a time displaced, I guess twice over time displaced, because she was originally already from X-Men. Gets really weird with its time travel shit. Like, she was already Scott and Jean's kid from the future that came back to the
Hmm.
past during the 80s X-Men run, and then she ends up going even further into the future to, run the Ascani tribe and shit. So it gets weird. And if the cartoon is going down that path, then all I can say is get ready for shit to get weird.
I forgot about that miniseries, so thank you for reminding me.
Did you ever read it?
Is that no? I am. I'm trying to, because this came out. Yeah, this came out in '94.
Are you looking at it right now?
I'm looking at the Wikipedia. I'm not looking at it specifically. Um, I don't know. I didn't read it. It came out in '94. But I don't. Maybe I don't know if I remember it coming out, but I just didn't read it. But
Let me see
it's
if I
four
can.
issues, so right? Yeah, 4-issue miniseries. Oh, the Totally Legal comic book site. My fave.
Yeah. I wasn't I remember trying to read this as a kid. And I gotta admit, even for an X-Men fan, it was a pretty tough read because I didn't like the art, and it
I
was,
think that's probably why I didn't pick it up. So I was
yeah,
like, eh.
I didn't really care too much for the art style. And again, it's probably the most weirdo sci-fi aspect of X-Men that I can think of. Probably more so than Mojoverse shit. Maybe more than the Shi'ar stuff. Like this, it gets into like real weird Dune kind of territory.
Who is this artist?
Who is this artist? Let me see. Let me go to page 2. Well, let me go to page 3. Oh shit. I can't tell. Gene Ha? That name sounds really familiar. Scott Lobdell wrote it, and Gene Ha did the pencils.
Let's see. That's, I guess, what he's best known for is Adventures of Cyclops the Phoenix.
Really? He did nothing else after this?
No, he's done a lot of things, but it's just
This is his most.
His notable work is
Yeah.
that and something called Top 10.
Yeah, I should make an effort to actually go back and read this because I read it like maybe 15 years ago or so. And I just, again, it was tough to get through. But now that I know that they're going to go this route, or at least some version of this route in the cartoon, this is gonna have to be required reading. It is weird though, so get ready for some weirdness.
Oh my, there's a section on Gene Ha's Wikipedia about his process for doing these pages, and it sounds so time consuming to me.
What do you mean? Like, what is his process?
So it says he gets a script, he makes tiny thumbnail sketches of each page, makes layout sketches on reduced copies of comic artboard, and he looks at the page as a whole and works out the light and dark balance. He blows up a scan of the page layout that he did to 8.5 by 11, draws type pencils on top of those. He then scans and prints them on inkjet paper in faint blue line. He prefers Xerox paper because he feels like the surface of marker paper tends to get smudgy or oily. I guess
it sounds exhausting.
Yeah, I'm over it. It's way too much shit to do. I don't even like to do a thumbnail. I used to do thumbnails because I thought it's what you did. and it was just like so much work. I don't got time for all that. Like sometimes I will say like, let me see if I have an example. Maybe I don't. Like if I get confused about something, like I'll put a tracing paper over the size of the panel so
Yeah.
I can like get an idea of how I want it to look. So like that's actually I think that panel that I just showed you
Oh, is it?
is this tracing paper. Um yeah. This
That's
is a little
awesome.
missing out on the fun. You feeling left out. But yeah, like that's like I'm just drawing our straight up on there.
I was hoping he had a video where he shows what all he does. I guess he talks about it, he doesn't
There
actually
might
show it.
be. There
Interesting.
might be. I'm looking at Wikipedia, so maybe like let me look at the what do you call?
What do you think
So,
about
oh, I guess he citations. What do I think about what?
Jubilee's little moment here?
I
Like
was living. I love her.
you
And she's very powerful.
yeah, and
And
you never
so
really
we
got a sense
finally
of
get
that.
that.
Yeah, you never get a sense of how powerful she is in any of the other
And
episodes.
she yeah, and she is. She can kill someone. Like a person, a human person. Maybe not this like version of Bastion, but she could kill someone with those like what are you gonna do? Kill me with the 4th of July? I was like, I wish she would, right?
Well, damn it.
Fuck you.
Twitter videos fucking sucks. Hold on. You say that, but like she totally did, and I got this from somebody else on Twitter. She totally did Krillin's Destructo disc. Like she totally did Krillin's Destructo disc. Someone was like, that would make a raw ass redraw when they showed Krillin and Jubilee, and then someone drew Jubilee doing it, and that's what that is. That's
So
the Destructo
cute.
disc. She fucking ripped off Krillin's move and ripped his
Can you
wings
show it
off.
again? Will the video work?
Yeah, so like as soon as he takes to the sky, right there, she ripped his wings off.
Fucker. That's what you get.
And then after that, she just like blasted him right in the face. And then like threw him like a sock. Like it was cool to see. I liked it.
I'm so like I was so thrilled to watch him get his ass beat.
My biggest criticism of Jubilee is that her taste in men is horseshit. Yeah, but I mean that's like most X-Men.
I don't. Did she have like a romance in the comics?
Well, I guess maybe that was a little after my time.
Yeah, because like if she has had one in the comics, it's nothing like that I am aware of.
I've always been the only one in my friend group who liked Jubilee. I've always liked Jubilee.
I love Jubilee. When I was reading Generation X, the romance plot was with Cannonball's younger sister, Husk. She was the one who was the romance plots.
With who?
She had like I feel like she flirted all the time with Skin, and she had something with Chamber. Like they were having a little weird like.
I need to reread that because I don't remember much of Generation X. I remember Chamber, but I don't remember him. I don't remember him. Now I will say, in what is widely regarded as
Husk got drunk and tried to kiss him, and she got drunk and went to kiss him, and he exploded the girl's dorm. So
that makes sense.
It was the whole like thing. Yeah, it was very cute, but like it's I don't. And I think also like in the comics, like Jubilee has always been like too cool.
Too cool? What do you mean?
Well, for one, like I think she's just like in Generation X, she's like too cool for all those dudes for sure.
Oh, wait. You mean like
as
far as like her attitude?
When she's in the X-Men, yeah. When she's in the X-Men, there's no one There's no one for her to have a romantic interest in. She's like 14,
Yeah.
you know? So it's just like,
Yeah.
oh,
And I guess it, that's a weird thing because like and this is gonna sound creepier than I intended to sound, so I apologize, and I
go
don't mean
ahead.
for
I
it to
might say, okay,
I
I'm
don't
ready.
mean for it to sound creepy, but just and it speaks to what we were talking about earlier as far as like being able to tell characters apart, like they're wearing flashy outfits or whatnot to help you distinguish. It's also really difficult to tell like what a character's age is, when you're reading a lot of the, especially with like the older art style. So like you would see
Hmm.
Generation X and it's like, oh, these guys are teenagers, or New Mutants and it's these guys are teenagers, but functionally they look as old as
Yeah,
any of the X-Men.
they're not drawn as teenagers
They're
at
like
all.
they're
Yeah.
everyone's drawn as like a vague adult. So
Hmm.
uh it's a weird, it is a weird
The
thing.
only like the only thing that discerns Generation X and New Mutants, although I will say like when Chris Pichello's art on Generation X, they look a little more teenagery
Yeah.
to me. But also I think that Chris Pichello has an art style that lends itself to that because none of his like it's not like Chris Pichello is like draws a lot of like busty, super busty, like developed
Yeah.
sultry babes. So it's like everyone has that kind of same body type. But the only thing that distinguishes like Generation X or New Mutants from the X-Men is the writing, like the way their dialogue is written,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
my
And I mean
opinion.
that's an important distinction too.
When I was in middle school, the fan theory among middle schoolers was that Jubilee and Wolverine were secretly married.
Middle schoolers? Okay. Well, I guess they just, that's weird. That was
Middle
never my
schoolers be
headcanon.
saying
That's
some
too
stuff.
weird. That's too weird.
Um, but yeah. Oh, see, when you say like Jubilee had a few romances in the old show, like it makes me realize how much of that old show I must not have seen, because I guess it like went on, and I don't think I've seen most of those episodes now that I'm confronted with the entire backlog of old X-Men episodes.
She had a few romances in the old show. The last one I remember was a dude who was clearly too old for her. There was so much of that. There was so much of that show. Um,
It was the style at the time for a teen to be
wait,
without a guy who was much too old for her.
that was the style at the time.
I think it was.
Now, what I
And
was
remains.
going to,
Although I will say that Husk, who is Cannonball's younger sister, who's in Generation X, they put her in a romance with fucking Warren Worthington the third.
that's what I was gonna say. Like this is what I was originally gonna say a while ago in talking about the potentially worse arc of X-Men being written by Chuck Austin. Was they had a romance between Husk, who was 16, and Arc, or I guess he was just Angel at the time, who, the ages of the original X-Men are
Did they change him
nebulous.
back?
They changed him back by then. He was just Angel. But they
Oh,
made him
okay.
weird because like his blood could heal people. So like it was weird, and he fought with a sword, which actually made sense. I never understood why Angel never had a weapon. Archangel was cool; he didn't need a weapon, but for Angel, he was just kind of lame without a weapon of some sort. So it made sense they gave him a sword. I don't know why they made his blood heal people, and I certainly don't, because like there was an issue in that run of X Men where not only are Angel, like at least 30-year-old Angel and 16-year-old Husk, like, you know, dating, but like they fuck in the air above her
They're
family.
fucking
Like
yeah.
they fly into the sky above their family and start fucking. And it's like, well, how did this get past like the editors? Like how did somebody be like, take this to print?
Someone's like, sign it up. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
My God.
that's When you talk about like the nebulousness between differentiating ages of characters and all of
I
that.
can't believe I know that fast factoid. Because if you would have told me just now, I would have lost my mind. So I'm glad I knew about it ahead of time.
Yeah, yeah. I only
That
know
is
about it because
crazy.
like I saw something. It was a few years ago. I don't know. Maybe it was Instagram or on YouTube or something about the worst run of X-Men, and this occurred when I was not reading X-Men comics at all. So I was like, really, this is the worst run? Let me go back and read it. So I went back and reread that whole run, and that was when I was like, oh my god.
What is it about like people where like they're like people will be like, "This is the worst shit ever," and we're like, "Oh yeah, I'll be the judge of that."
Let me tell you, I am so fucking excited to watch
I saw
Megalopolis.
that you were excited to watch Megalopolis. You were like,
Like
"Release it, release it."
everything about it sounds like such a colossal shit show that how could you not be excited to see it? Like, first of all, and yes, I admit that there's a little bit of like conflict and whether if it even gets released, whether or not I should put money towards it. But because like apparently Francis Ford Coppola was like being a real creep with women on the set, like forcing them to sit on his
Oh
lap and shit.
no.
And he would spend hours at a time just getting high in his trailer when people were like wanting to shoot scenes and shit. So like the production was always on halt
Oh
because he was
my
just getting high. Like
god.
it was
High
there was a
on
lot of
what?
crazy shit that happened on that set. And then it
What
debuted at
drugs was he doing?
they just said pot. They just said he was smoking weed.
Oh.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe he was tripping and shit too. I don't know. But it premiered at Cannes, and all of the write ups of it so far. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up these headlines.
Oh my god.
And this is the problem. Like this is one of those movies that's like a passion project, and you never want to get involved with someone's passion project because those always go wrong.
Yeah, it
Vulture
was
says Megalopolis is totally nuts. Somebody else had wrote that uh, Francis Ford
hang
Coppola's
on, I need
wild
to
and
ask
what's up?
I need to ask a question of the like pop culture the, the film person in the house. One moment.
Oh, sure.
Who's that guy with the Donald Trump voice? The, no, that we listened to his whole audiobook about making movies. Yeah, what was that movie he did? And he was like, I was dying to do this, and I did this, and then we had to change the whole cast, and then it sucked. Warlock? Sorcerer. Okay.
Oh, let me see.
Was that the one where he was like, yeah, this there was one where he was like, this was my passion project and it was terrible.
Also, glad to see Spider-Man managed to fix his issue from his show off screen. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that was trending too. Like he found Mary Jane. Although I can't remember the end of the Spider-Man show, to be honest. So I didn't know that was a thing.
Okay, I'm back. In POG form.
In POG form. Apparently,
Yeah.
Fox wants to make.
Sorry,
five...
I was asking a question about William Friedkin.
Oh, no worries.
Because I could not remember the name William Friedkin. And I never will again.
I'm gonna catch up on the chat real quick. Apparently, Fox wants to make 5 more Planet of the Apes movies. They want this trilogy.
5 more Planet of the Apes movies?
I've never seen any of them, and I doubt I ever will.
Me neither.
They want to make this trilogy that had a perfect ending to be a 9-movie saga. Oh shit, Fast and Furious style. Now, normally I'd say that's fucking stupid in every way, and studios need to learn to let something just fucking end. But in this scenario, I want to see if they'll actually commit to the bit. The last one skipped ahead a few centuries, and I think they might actually go so far that they'd end up at a point in time of the original movie. I want to see if they actually do that. Wait,
That might be fun.
so all of these other
I
past
guess. I don't know anything about Planet of the Apes.
Me either. I was just gonna say, like, all of these other past Planet of the Apes movies were prequels. I didn't know that. Huh.
I don't know. Beats me.
At any rate, yes, Megalopolis looks awful. It sounds awful, and I want to see it.
Is it the sequel to Doomed Megalopolis?
Sequel to what?
Doomed Megalopolis.
I don't even know what that is.
Some anime. This is Doomed Megalopolis is an anime, right? Yeah.
Oh, I think it's just Francis Ford Coppola's
Wait, what are you
own
watching?
thing.
You're both going to see Megalopolis? No, I'm not going to see Adam Driver. No.
Wait, what do you have against Adam Driver?
He's Uggo.
I think that like he is also regarded as like the hottest dude alive right now.
He's ugly.
I'm not disagreeing
on
with
this
you,
hill.
but I think that ugly.
Okay, good.
I think ugly is hot now. Ugly is the new hot.
Gross.
So I
I
think.
hate when ugly's the new hot.
I mean,
Hateful. Adam Driver's ugly.
weird looking dudes are all the rage right now.
And you know who else is Uggo? Cillian Murphy.
I mean,
Uggo.
he just won an Oscar, so confirmed. Weird looking
Ugly.
dudes are all the rage.
Ugly.
That guy from The Bear.
I don't want to look at him either.
Yeah. Wait, what was that face
Not
for?
like. So the guy from The Bear looks like a grown-up version of my nephew. So I couldn't call him ugly.
I mean, you can if you want.
He's like, no, because I like. Do I think my nephew is ugly? No.
I mean, your nephew
Do I
might
think
be
my
ugly
nephew
though.
is cute? Like, no.
Okay.
So it's just like a neutral feeling of. I heard, isn't he like some deadbeat dad guy from The Bear? I don't know.
In real life?
Anyway, yeah, IRL.
Oh, I have no idea.
I'm against deadbeat dads.
I mean, fair enough.
I don't like Adam Driver because he's fucking weird. Thank you, Toaster.
The Planet of the Apes trilogy that came out was set in today and showed humanity fall and the apes rise, and now apparently they want to keep going. Okay.
Toaster says the only bear they follow is the bear in the big blue house, which I approve this message.
The Bear in the Big Blue House. I mean, honestly, if you haven't watched The Bear on Hulu and you don't have PTSD from working in a restaurant, then you should probably watch it.
PTSD from working in a restaurant.
Then you probably won't. I don't know. You might appreciate it, but it might give you too much anxiety. That's the comment I've heard from.
It's really like I'm like I can't do this.
Yeah.
As much like when I worked in restaurants, I was like, I always wanted there to be a like some kind of like show or movie that was about, because there wasn't there, like the only thing there was like waiting, which was not the greatest or most accurate thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and so like when I was working in that industry, I longed for that, but now I'm like, no way, I'm not gonna watch that. I can barely watch Hell's Kitchen.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Like I see these people and I'm like, you guys are psychos. You think this is fucking normal? You're an HR nightmare.
Well, I don't think they think it's normal by any stretch, but I mean, hey,
I think they do think it's normal. I think they think that work environment is normal because it's what they know. Can we please talk about briefly Morph and Wolverine?
I have it right here, a compilation of every Morph and Wolverine seed, which, you know, the fact that it only I don't know if it's every, actually, it's just a compilation of their scenes, but yeah,
this part right here,
when he turns into Gene.
Yeah.
Did that give you some feels?
I'm just like maybe I feel like You're getting too much gay Charles and Eric and not enough gay Wolverine and Morph.
Yeah, I think Morph's character, it's so weird. Like, Morph's character and Wolverine's character were both kind of, um, short shrift in this season. Like, there wasn't a great
once
deal.
you said that, like, they just use Morph as, like, a cameo machine.
Yeah.
And nothing else. Like
even in this clip, everything we've seen in this clip has been him changing into other people. Except for this part. This part was genuinely hilarious when he was giving Gambit a hard time after the danger room. Like, that was legitimately great. But other than that, like, just about every other scene with him was just a excuse for a cameo, which it's like, okay, he had a great character building moment in the original, I guess in season 2, when he had been resurrected by Sinister and then was dealing with all of that. Like, there was some good stuff there, but the writers clearly did not want to make Wolverine any major part of this season. And I guess the biggest part of Wolverine's character, it was really just him both being a sounding board for Jean and her problems with Cyclops and Madeline and all that, and then just being a buddy to Morph and giving Morph something to do other than turning into other Marvel characters.
Yeah. And I think that, like, the way that, like, Wolverine has been downplayed in this season, like, I don't think I realized, like, how starved I was for, like, Wolverine content until we got that fight scene with him and Nightcrawler, and I was like, yes, yes, yes. And it's just like,
look,
he's a fun little fighting guy.
There's a reason Wolverine is popular. It's not because he's a terrible character. He's not the most popular X-Men because he's a terrible X-Man. Like, he's the most popular one because he gives you the most meat to bite into. He's a great character, and he's fun to watch whenever he's done right. But
he's a fun character. He's fun to, like, he's like a little personable, conflicted guy, who has a problem with authority. and he's fucking cool.
Yeah.
He's fucking cool.
That's really the long and short of it, is he's cool. Like, it's cool to watch him do
cool
shit.
Dude. Yeah.
Cool
and dude doing cool shit.
I'm glad they played him down, because then you got to see, it's very clear that the writers for this show are big X-Men fans, because they did all of the characters justice. When they had enough scenes, they did all their characters justice. And it was great to see other characters get the spotlight a little bit. It was great to see that X-Men is more than just Wolverine. Like, Wolverine's been the X-Men since, Hugh Jackman first came on board. And it's never been anything but that. But the X-Men are obviously a lot more than just Wolverine. And it was great to see them showcase that. But Wolverine is still, he's Wolverine. People want to see him.
And Wolverine, like, is more than just, like, this love triangle. And I feel like this season it's been like, don't break her heart by dying, blah blah blah. I'm just like, man, can you guys get over this shit already, please? Like the end of Schism, where Cyclops thinks his, like, fucking final blow is, she never loved you because you scared her. And I'm like, fuck off, dude. Like, why are you bringing up old shit right now? You married to Emma Frost? Can you chill out, bitch?
Yeah, and even the love triangle aspect of their dynamic was a little, like, they dip into it a bit in this season, but then they play it down a little bit too. So, like, they really just didn't want too much. Wolverine has a lot of gravity, and they didn't want to feed into that. Like, if you go too close to Wolverine, everything's going to get sucked in around him. So, they were very careful to make sure that all of the other X-Men had their space, while still dipping Wolverine in here and there. You had the cool scene with Nightcrawler. Obviously, he had the traumatic experience with Magneto. But other than
Where is
those two
Wolverine, by
things,
the way, at the end of this episode?
I have no idea. Um,
Is he like? Does he show up?
no.
I don't remember.
I mean,
No.
you can just assume he's in a hospital bed being tended to by Beast, I guess. But the X-Men are either in the
Everyone
far
is at
future.
the. Yeah. What? Oh, so he's on the Blackbird still, right?
He was on the Blackbird.
Okay.
Wait, hold on a
I'm just.
second. How did they? Okay,
I'm just confused about
so
the end of this.
at the very end, Avalon, Asteroid M, or whatever. They never explicitly say it. I know it because I'm a comic nerd, but also they hinted at it with some of the architecture on the asteroid. It's basically Cable's time traveling ship that was Apocalypse's old ship that has been refactored with like celestial technology. So it has the ability to time travel. I think it's called Gray Malkin or something like that in the comic.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. So it seems random as fuck that all of a sudden it just disappeared, and now the X-Men are either in the past or the future. But that ship is I don't know why the ship did it, but for whatever reason, that ship is the reason why it happened, at least, or at least the mechanic of how it happened. So
Okay.
you know
That's helpful information.
so yeah, the ship sends them off into different times. I can't. So Cyclops was ready to just sacrifice himself to stop the asteroid, and then
Oh yeah.
Beast came up with some plan. I can't remember.
Hmm.
So
It was
Sunspot,
the like. Yeah. Like with
Sunspot and
Rogan.
Jubilee. I'm sorry. Go on.
Rogan Storm are like pushing, and Jean is also like pushing cyclically from the bottom, right? And then like Cyclops is firing a blast at something.
Yeah, which I think was may have been what this is all about. Where he rips his
Yeah.
visor off, and he's crying and blasting the shit out of, I guess, something. I don't know exactly what he's aiming at there. But by the way, there was a
At the end of the
scene.
day, Magneto is the one who just like wakes up and fixes shit.
There's so much weirdness with all of that. Um,
I think I would have to rewatch it because I really like
yeah,
don't
how it ended
remember.
was a little weird. Like, I don't like. So I know a lot of I would really
Although,
like to see what the fans think about like Onslaught, because it seemed like a lot of people were a little bit trepidatious about going down the Onslaught route, because that's ultimately in the comics, when Magneto mind wipes Xavier, that's the inception of the Onslaught character.
yeah, of Onslaught.
But
But I think that the segment that they did in this finale with Professor X and Magneto, where they're like, where he's in his mind and they're talking to each other, kind of like that connection that they have and have always had since they've known each other, is what should have happened in the finale of Onslaught, and not what actually did happen at the end of Onslaught. Like
yeah,
the end of the Onslaught saga should have been completed between Charles and Magnus, not like whatever the fuck dumb shit they did.
and maybe
Um,
that's what their intention was here, to kind of like preempt the Onslaught thing from ever happening, because Magneto doesn't get his mind wiped in this episode. uh, they're
yeah,
struggling to regain their consciousness or whatever at the end, and like you said, at the last second, Magneto comes back to consciousness and uses his powers to stop the asteroid or whatever. But I don't understand, like, I guess maybe my issue is again, it's just a failure to commit to like making a big decision that has lasting consequences for these characters. Where it's like, it like the whole point of Fatal Attractions was, you know, Xavier made a decision and he crossed that line, and then there were serious consequences. Like
Yeah.
it was all about
And it's
what led him
but
to
it's
making
it's
those.
like a staggering thing too, where like Magneto crossed a line and
Yes.
there were serious consequences, and Professor X also crossed a line and there are later serious consequences.
Yes, and even Colossus's
Um,
betrayal was about him, crossing a line and making a decision, and he had, Bishop and all the other X-Men were about to drop Magneto. Like they were all giving Bishop his power, and he was blasting Magneto, and then Colossus punched the
mhm,
shit out of Bishop, and then like stopped their best chance at stopping Magneto. So he
yeah.
made a decision, and there were consequences with that eventually led to everything else that happened. Like Colossus' betrayal, it led to Magneto's mind wipe. It led to Wolverine getting his adamantium ripped out. Like, making a decision and then sticking the landing with the consequences is a huge part of what makes X-Men
At the
awesome.
same time, like you have this kind of like, Colossus is the reason the X-Men can get off of Asteroid M
It's the reason
because
they
he's
got
like,
on there, and
"You
it's the
guys
reason
gotta
they got off.
go. Yeah, you guys gotta go. You can go now. I'm staying here because I have to take care of him because he has the mind of a baby,
Yeah,
you know?" And so I thought that's what they were gonna do with Magneto and Rogue,
I
which
thought
would
so
make
too.
sense because, like, because there's this, like, kind of lovers angle, um, that would have worked for that, but I guess they did not take it in that direction, but they did take the same, like, kind of, like, tragic death has pushed me over the edge, um, that was with Colossus because his sister had died of the legacy virus, right?
Yeah.
And, he was fucked up. He was, like, fucked up from that. He had, like, that really bad battle with the executioner, and he was like, "I've had enough. I've had enough of this shit. I gotta go." And, it was the same with Rogue. She's like, "Nope, no more." Um,
Yeah,
so
but
like, that's
again,
what I thought they were doing, but they didn't do it,
yeah,
which
it's
is
like
fine.
at the very last second they were like, "Psych, everybody's friends. They're all gonna help each other," and then they get time displaced. So it was like, all
Yeah.
right, I guess that's fine. I mean, I'll
I
come
did
back
like
for
the
season
little
two for
banter.
certain.
Yeah, I did like the banter at the end with Bishop and Forge. It was
Yeah,
so
that was
cute.
cool. That was fun.
I love how Bishop's just like, "Well, luckily, this is not the first
Yeah,
X-Men are dead rodeo, bro."
yeah. I mean, I guess it was the first season of X-Men where they established that Forge and Bishop were partners in the future. They were the last mutants, around before the Sentinels wiped everyone out. So I had forgotten that they had that dynamic when Bishop showed up at the end of this season. And I was like, oh yeah, they did have that kind of, camaraderie in the future world that Bishop came from, like way back in '92 or whatever. So it was kind of cool seeing that play out again. That was like a moment of nostalgia a little bit.
Yeah.
But
And I like that it kind of because at first, like before I realized that they were time displaced, when they were like, "They're dead and we saw them die."
yeah.
It's like, "Oh, are they in the outback? They're in Australia?"
You see, and that's exactly what I thought was going to happen too. When so I don't know how they would have ever established it without introducing the Roma character, but when the asteroid disappeared and it was like, wait, are they dead? And everyone's thinking they're dead. I was like, is this how they're gonna like try to do the whole Outback arc? Like, are they gonna? Is this? But now they ended up just being time displaced, so they're doing totally different weird stuff. Um,
Yeah, and so it makes me kind of wonder, like, I will say that if they do take the, like, Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix direction, I'm cool with that. I'm interested to see what they do with the other X-Men because honestly, I'm not against seeing those Age of Apocalypse costumes. They were fun. It was
No, I
fun and
mean,
cool.
Age of Apocalypse is definitely. I mean, I think they already did. I think I already did a version of Age of Apocalypse in the earlier seasons.
Did they?
I think so. I mean, I wouldn't preclude them from doing it again if they really wanted to, but I feel like
I
they're
feel like it.
definitely.
I would have to rewatch. I did like I said, I didn't realize until later like that there, and it was the same when I got like the full collection of like Batman the animated series. I had
Yeah,
never realized like how much of it I hadn't seen because I thought I'd seen so much of it watching it on TV.
yeah. I'm pretty sure.
But there's a ton of it I haven't seen.
I'm pretty certain that was it season 3 maybe? Oh, geez. Well, what was the point of having that link? Does it even work? Okay, season 3. Out of the past, Dark Phoenix, Dark Phoenix. Okay, so that was all Dark Phoenix shit.
Hmm.
Shackle Comfort, down. Okay, maybe it was a season 4.
I mean, I see what you're saying, Toaster. Like, I would never believe that like Wolverine would die, but I also did not believe they killed off Gambit. I was just like, wait,
maybe it
wait.
was this. Maybe it was the Beyond Good
Like
and
I was
Evil.
still like, wait.
Well, that was the thing I was actually gonna get to is the little post credit thing because I think I called it on this one. I think I've got 2 calls. The first was the Genosha Mutant Massacre thing, and then the last time we talked about X-Men, I mentioned like Gambit was dead unless Apocalypse brings him back to be Death to be his Horseman. And then in that post credit scene, you had Apocalypse, there talking about I forget what he said, but he said the word death and picked up Gambit's card. So I think that's what we're gonna get. I think we're gonna end up getting a resurrected Gambit as the Horseman Death for the Four Horsemen.
That would be crazy.
I'm for it though. I mean, being uh,
Because Angela was death,
oh,
right?
everybody was at some point. Wolverine, I think, was Death even at some point.
Really?
Yeah, I think that happened in the
I
late
didn't know
'90s.
that.
Let me see if I can see. That's probably like an exhaustive list of everyone who was a horseman of the apocalypse. 'Cause there's been quite a few.
I liked when he got all those Morlocks during the Mutant Massacre. Because that's when it happened, right?
Wait, what? Say it again.
He got Morlocks to be like some of the horsemen during the Mutant
Yes, during
Massacre.
the Mutant Massacre. Those
Yeah.
were the first ones. Pestilence, War, Famine. You had Caliban. I think
Mhm.
Caliban
Oh yeah, because
was.
after Caliban became a horseman of apocalypse, he got super ripped and crazy looking.
Yeah,
Yeah, he made him super crazy. And then what was that lady that like touches you? Plague or
Plague.
something? What's her name?
Oh, I forget.
The one who like touches you and you get really sick.
Um, this isn't helpful. Come on, guys. I just want the list of the people who were actually. Okay, here we go. So Angel, Caliban, Wolverine, Professor X. I don't recall that one. Gambit, Psylocke, Sanjar Javid. No fucking clue who that is. Just some random guy. I guess he's some H&R Block tax accountant that ended up
Oh my
being.
god. Not the H&R Block tax accountant bitch.
And Storm, Banshee, Dakin, Grim Reaper. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Oops,
Sentry.
Grim Reaper.
Grim Reaper is a supervillain appearing in an American comic book. He is also the brother of Wonder Man. Okay, so I guess the brother of Wonder Man was at some point one of the deaths, the many deaths of Apocalypse. There's been a number of famines. Autumn Rolfson was the Morlock that touched you and made you hungry or whatever. Ahab, Sunfire, Jeb Lee. Who the fuck are half these people? I always liked Sunfire though. Sunfire was cool. Pestilence. You had two versions of Pestilence. You had Plague. Plague was the Morlock that touched you and made you sick. Caliban, Polaris, and Ichisumi. And then War. There are a few different wars. And then Abraham Kiros.
Oh, Deathbird is a really good one.
Hulk. How the fuck did Hulk become? I feel like if Hulk becomes a horseman of the apocalypse, then that's kind of like game over. Like, I don't know how you're beating that.
Right.
Deathbird, Gazer, what the fuck is Decimus Furious?
Louise Simonson really made some really good. She had some real good little storylines.
Who?
Louise Simonson, who like created this, like Louise and Walt.
Oh.
I like some of her stuff, but she has some of the more magical things, which I think that people sometimes don't like. But I like them. I like when they have little magic times.
I just want Marvel to do what Lucasfilm did and just decanonize whole swaths of shit. Like when Lucas said all of that Star Wars extended universe stuff was no longer canon, that was one of the best things they could have ever done. I would like for that to like. There's too much cruff in the X-Men universe. And a lot of it's all tangled up spaghetti. A lot of it makes no sense. Some of it's just flat out fucking goofy. Like, just decanonize whole swaths of all of this shit. Like, we don't need fucking half of the of the Marvel Universe roster having served under Apocalypse at some point. Like, this is too much. Like, how do you have Professor X as a horseman of the apocalypse? Like, he could control everyone's thoughts. Like, that would also be a game over situation. Like, Professor X and Hulk are like the two characters that, like, you know, if you can gain control over them, then it's game over.
Well, they set this guy, they set Hulk against Juggernaut.
Collected during the 4th century, he is the bastard son and servant of the once king of Persia, Shapur II. Oh, that's who Sanjar Javid was. He was just some dude in the 4th century. Okay. And Jeb Lee was
way too much shit happening.
Yeah, I guess he was a dude a Confederate spy who fought in the Civil War. Okay, well, so he was recruiting
He later
Confederates.
received artificial replacement hands, but was killed by the Apocalypse twins. These are sentences I'm like, why?
Collected during the 19th century, she's a geisha that first lived in Kumamoto, Japan in the year 1839, okay? She was jealous of all the more beautiful and intelligent women around her. Okay, as she suffered an inferiority complex. Okay, is that relevant to her becoming a fucking horseman of the apocalypse? Like what she was... Oh, wait, hold on. She has since given birth to the... Okay, so she was the one who gave birth to the Apocalypse twins that, I guess, killed this Confederate.
Weird.
Okay.
Whatever.
All of this is just too much.
It's too damn much. What the hell's happening?
When you're a comic book that has been around for 60 years, you end up with shit like this. You run out of things to do, and you end up creating really dumb characters like Phantom X. Like, nobody needs to know who Phantom X is. But
I had to look that up the other day.
Really?
Because I was reading Wolverine and the X-Men, and I'm like, who is this?
Ridiculous character, one of the worst. But I think he had a following at some point. He came into being around the time of when was he created? I think he wasn't created during that Chuck Austin run, but it was around that time that Chuck Austin was 2002.
He's the Morrison creation.
Yeah, he's a Morrison creation, but it was around that same general time. And I remember when I was going back and rereading some of those, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And I had to look it up, and it was just kind of lame. He's like an Image Comics character that ended up in X-Men. Like an old school...
Isn't he like Kid Apocalypse's dad?
Yeah, see, I don't even know that. That makes me even angrier. Like, you just made me angrier just saying that. I hope that's not true. I hope that's not true, or I'll get really mad about that. The Kid Apocalypse thing by
Oh, I
itself
forgot
is
about the Shadow King.
Shadow King is classic though.
I forgot about him.
At any rate, yeah, there were also a lot of other non X-Men related Easter eggs in this issue or this episode. Like
Oh
apparently
yeah.
Spider-Man, Peter Parker found Mary Jane, which is what people were saying, and I had to take their word for it because I didn't know Mary Jane was missing. I used to love this old Spider-Man cartoon, but I don't recall how it ended. And I guess at some point it ended with Mary Jane being missing.
What's the thing with the they're not using, like, you can use the Black Panther but not specifically T'Challa. Do you know what that's about?
I don't know if there's like an edict from on high that they can't use T'Challa.
Seems odd.
Yeah, I mean it's
Anyway.
probably I don't know. If I was gonna venture a guess, I would say that maybe from the standpoint of the creators, maybe it was like a respect sort of thing for
But they had him in What If.
but he in the first I don't know if he was in the second season of What If because I haven't watched that. But in the first season of What If, that was Chadwick Boseman doing those lines, I believe. Like I think that was the last thing he did.
I think that was the last, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's a little bit different. But if they had
It
brought
sounded like
T'Challa
him. I thought they like had gotten an AI to do it.
in What
You
If?
know. No, in this
Oh, in
in
this.
this last
Well, you see, that's the
finale.
thing. If they had used T'Challa, then they would have had to like cast someone to voice T'Challa,
Mhm.
and then you know I feel like for whatever reason I don't know the specifics. It just seems like there's something in Marvel where maybe they just don't want to broach that topic just yet. So they decided to go
Fair
with
enough.
T'Chaka. Personally, I don't care either way. Like I liked Chadwick Boseman. I thought he was a great actor. I thought he was great in the role. You know, all that shit's cool. But I never cared for the Black Panther character. I don't have any sense of revelry over it. Like they could recast him if they want. I'm not gonna feel any way about it.
I really liked that first movie, but I didn't see the second one.
The second one was all right. The second one was all right. The first was much better.
I was so like I loved that first movie. I was like I saw it and I was like, yes. Oh, why is Psylocke with Alpha Flight? I'm so
That's what I
confused.
wanted to
What's going
know.
on
I
here?
was like, wait, Psylocke is hanging out with Alpha Flight? Who's the black girl too? I don't. It doesn't.
I don't know. It's hard to tell because like I can't see
Yeah,
what she's really wearing.
like Aurora and North Star are there along with Puck. So it's like,
And
okay,
Puck is there.
yeah, and then Psylocke. Like, well, I mean, it's great she's alive
Yeah.
still. I'm happy for
They
that.
gotta bring her into like some shit.
Yeah, they. I
That's who I
mean,
want. I want to see her. Like she's so underutilized.
that was
Put her in the
also
game.
a part of like I don't know if it's a I guess it's a love tetrahedron at that point, but like she had a thing with Cyclops too.
That was so weird because I feel like there was no like it was just like a weird like one-way flirtation that
Uh,
was never resolved in any way.
it was kind of two way, but it wasn't
I mean,
resolved
like
though.
he's yeah, he's like, "Ooh, whoa," and Jean's like, "Hello," but yeah, it's just
Well, he had like I guess you would call a psychic if you wanted to call it that, like a psychic sort of affair with her. I think it was initiated by Psylocke. She went into Cyclops's mind and like I think they made out or something. But
really.
yeah, I can't remember what issue. I can't
Are
remember
you
what issue that
confusing it with
was.
Emma Frost?
No, because this was in the '90s. This was like before Emma Frost
This was
became
the
an X
Jim Lee
Man.
run.
It was right after. It was Ada. Who was the artist? Andy Kubert, Adam Kubert, one of those Kubert dudes.
Oh, those Kubert boys. I really wanted to go to that school. Is it still around?
I don't know.
Probably
That's
not,
actually a
right?
good question.
The Adam Kubert School, right? The Kubert School. Yeah, oh, the Kubert
Oops.
School, formerly the Joe Kubert School of Cartoon and Graphic Art.
Is it still
Still
around then?
around.
Nice.
Yeah,
I always did like the Kuberts art, both of them. Totally different styles, but I was a fan.
yeah.
So
The
yeah,
one is
Cyclops.
like,
There's Cyclops just like not being casual about it at all. Just like gawking at her to the point where
yeah,
everyone would notice. And
I
then
remember this.
okay,
Yeah.
it
Ooh.
wasn't psychic. It was, I guess he was trying to fix the Blackbird. Something had happened, and then she got all fucking crazy horny, and then they made out.
All up on.
All up, yeah. And then he's
I
walking
don't
in on her. I mean, it was a thing. It was a thing. Like,
know.
yeah, like Cyclops is just down bad for any psychic, basically. If you're a psychic, you need to watch out for this dude.
Down bad for any psychic.
I mean, he is. He is.
I mean, Psylocke is hot.
Yeah, clear. I mean, I liked her more than Emma Frost, but I mean, that's a kind of a tough
I like Emma
competition.
Frost as a villain, or as like a kind of anti-hero character.
Yeah.
I don't like her as a wife. Get out of town.
I guess I just haven't
Stop,
read enough about her as a wife.
stop, stop dragging the baddies down with the cuffs. Let them be free.
No, she was the original baddie. More so than anybody else I can think of. Like, she was basically a dominatrix, when she came on board as a villain,
Yeah,
which was pretty remarkable given what, the late 70s, about the time when the Hellfire Club
I
became a
don't
thing.
know.
She was also like, she was pulled out of the rubble in her diamond form after the Genosha thing, so she's still around too. We might get some more of her in the future, in the coming seasons. The thing is, like, so obviously, this show has been met with the most critical of critical acclaim. Nothing but positive things people have had to say about it. And the show, I guess, I don't know if showrunner is the right word, but I guess he is the de facto head of the show. Bo DeMeo, he's been posting all about it on Twitter throughout the entire run of the season. But right before the season dropped, that dude was unceremoniously fired. They
Yeah,
they kicked his
we
ass.
still don't know why, right?
Not officially. Like, there's speculation that it's because he has an OnlyFans. I don't know if that's the reason or not, but at there's gonna. I feel like the fan base. There's gonna be a vocal part of the fan base with absent solid information from Disney on why his firing came to be. They're going to be demanding that dude get brought back. Because he did such a good job shepherding this show through, and it's been met with nothing but like the most critical of acclaim. There's some discussion, there's some debate about the ratings. I don't know if you've seen any of that discourse, but
Wait, what discourse on what?
the ratings, the viewership.
No, I haven't. I am like very untapped from things.
So there's some pretty interesting numbers. I don't know. I wish I could find the. Let me actually see. I think I may have actually. I may have actually tweeted it at some point. But like the show, on top of all the critical acclaim, it's also had high viewership numbers. I think it's You know what? I can't remember the actual numbers. Let me see if I could find this piece of media. Here we go.
Man, I wanted to go to this place so bad.
What place?
Sorry, I'm on this Kubert School website.
Oh, you're still looking at the Kuberts.
Yeah. But I don't know if they're accredited.
I mean, does that matter?
Depends. Because it's like if you get a degree from an unaccredited school, it doesn't really mean anything.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but getting a degree from an accredited university means only like a couple of pennies more than that.
I know. I'm with you. I just
Anyway, so this is what I was talking about: the 2024 share of Disney Plus viewership. So this is the chunk of viewership for all the shows that measured in 2024.
mhm.
So first of all, Percy Jackson and the Olympians season 1, I didn't watch any of it. Didn't have an interest in it. I didn't know that Percy Jackson was about it. That's a big chunk. Like, is this some Harry Potter shit that I was never
Yeah,
aware of?
people love it. Yeah, it is. It's like a YA series, and
Okay.
the kids fucking love it. My little cousin was really into it. She like wanted to learn Greek. She was so into it.
Oh wow, damn. Okay, well then I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to watch this show because I don't know anything about it. I saw a thumbnail when it debuted, and I was like, it doesn't look like something I'd like. But apparently, this thing dominated. So I gotta watch Percy Jackson and the Olympians then and see what it's all about.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't know very much about it, but like give it a shot.
at number 2, I guess for the name series, others is a huge chunk, but that can encompass a lot. So number 2 is Echo, and I was a little shocked by that because I didn't like Echo that much. I thought it kind of sucked, and I get that I'm
I
on the
was I wasn't drawn like I feel like I saw some of it like in passing and I was not very intrigued. Like I think the intriguing part of it was the sign language part
yeah,
for
that was
me.
definitely the most interesting. Well, that and like some of the Native American culture stuff was interesting,
Yeah.
but
And they do that really well. Like that's what I liked most about like Miss Marvel.
yeah,
Is that what it
that
was?
was the cultural aspects of like Pakistan was the most interesting part of
Yeah,
that show
terrific.
too. But I liked Miss Marvel a little bit more than Echo at least, but I just didn't get into Echo. So the fact that Echo, and maybe this is like the difference between live action and animation, the fact that Echo outpaced X-Men 97 bothers me. Like that bothers me. Like X-Men 97 is much much better in every aspect. And these numbers should be reversed, but the fact that it stands this way, and it looks like X-Men 97 may be equal to or just maybe a little bit more so than Star Wars The Bad Batch season 3. I've watched part of season 1 of The Bad Batch. I didn't even know they were up to season 3. But like critical acclaim, but it wasn't the most popular thing on Disney Plus or the second most popular thing on Disney Plus. Barely the third most popular thing. So I'm a little bit, you know, like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's just is because it's an anime. Although even Star Wars: The Bad Batch season 3 is also an animation, so I guess it makes sense that they're both kind of hanging out there. And then of course you have a bunch of other stuff. Renegade Nell I'd never heard of before. Uh, I had to Google it. It's a live action show of some sort that's also YA, or maybe a little bit younger than a YA, but it's Disney Plus, so you can get that sort of stuff. But you get some Mandalorian and all this other stuff. Loki season 2 is in there, which is significantly. I mean, it's older. It's an older show than Echo. Echo is a little bit more recent, but it's a significantly
Would you
better
like
show
to
than
hear a
Echo.
heartwarming tidbit that I did not know about?
Yes.
Um, Emma Kubert, who is Joe Kubert's granddaughter, is faculty at the Kubert School.
Joe Kubert's granddaughter.
Yeah. So Joe and then the two brothers and now
Which
Right.
is
So
she?
third generation.
She's faculty. Is she like a professional artist, or is she?
Yeah.
Oh,
So Andy Kubert is her dad,
okay, she's Andy.
and
Okay,
Adam is her uncle. Yeah. That's so fresh.
find some art. Find some of her art. I want to see. Like I always like the
She's
Kuberts.
EmmaKubert.com.
I always like the Kuberts, and I always like the Robitas. Joe Robita Jr. and
Oh yeah,
Senior.
the Romitas have such like a distinctive style that's very beautiful.
I love their style.
Like so unique and beautiful.
I like their style
You
so
know who it
much.
took
They're the only ones that got me into buying a Superman comic.
That's funny. Yeah, that you know who it took me a while to like really appreciate? But one of my coworkers brought me like the guy's like an art book of his, and I was like, "Oh, nice." Let me make sure I have
Let
the right person.
me catch up on chat real quick. Half-Life Divided, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Thoughts on X-Men in live action versus animation? Think Marvel has a chance to do anything up as good as this series? That's the funny thing, is because like, you know, I would have these conversations with my old roommate Kelly, who was big into. I mean, he's big into all comics, but he was a lot bigger into DC, more into DC than I ever was. And then talking with Max's community, those are all DC dudes, and it was always interesting to hear them talk about like DC animation. Like it's always been Marvel's live action is much better than DC live action, but DC's animation is much better than Marvel's animation. It's always been the case for whatever weird reason. But like this show, X-Men 97 is the first Marvel show in recent years at least where it's like it's as good as, if not better than, any DC animation that, you know, Warner Brothers has put out. And it's kind of interesting to see because it's like, well, what's Marvel going to do from here? Because they could lean into doing more animation. Um, I don't know how animation in our modern time compares to live action in terms of cost, production cost. I know animation can be a hefty lift, but you get a lot more control with your storytelling with animation, because if something needs to change, you don't have to do reshoots, and you know it's easier to record voices rather than getting people into costumes and props and on sets and etc etc. So there are definitely pros and cons to that. Like I would be, if I was going to venture a guess, I would say Marvel is probably going to lean heavily on animation following the success of this show. Maybe a little bit more so than they do live action, because they've already started scaling back their live action stuff after, you know, all of the, you know, the MCU's dead and Marvel or superhero movies are dead and all of that shit. Like they got the message. They see the numbers going down. They see the quality going down. I think they're pulling back from live action, and they might start ramping up animation a bit more. Um, those are my thoughts, though. What about you on that question, Royal?
I missed the question. I was thinking about Barry Windsor-Smith.
Barry Wintersmith. What?
Barry Windsor-Smith.
Who is that?
He's an artist, and I had previously like not been super into him, but my coworker I think brought me like a portfolio of his work, and it was very beautiful. So I
Okay.
was thinking about Barry Windsor-Smith, and so I missed the question. Oh, was it like an X-Men live action
Um,
movie?
Half-Life Divided said thoughts on X-Men in live action versus animation. Think Marvel has a chance to do anything up as good as this series?
No, I don't.
All right. Well, there you go. Well, is there
I
any
don't
Marvel
think.
series you'd like them to see them take a stab at doing, like maybe a X-Men 97 style version of this?
I would love a Generation X show.
Generation X.
Um, that would be so cool. But you know, it's me. I'm biased. Like I don't expect people to like the same stuff that I do.
I mean, Generation X
Oh,
would
you know what I would really like? You know what I would dig
what?
is that X-Force with Dupe. That's what I want.
X Force with dupe. Oh boy. Okay, well,
Yeah.
maybe. We'll see. We'll have to see where they develop X-Men from here. I could totally
That was
see
like my favorite X Force.
I, I was out of X Force. I mean, I was never super into X Force, but when I was, it was during the Greg Capullo when he was the artist. Um,
Oh my god.
who,
Forgot
what?
about that guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
He was.
I like I remember him doing a remember when Wizard had like the how to draw little
Yep.
like sections and Greg Capullo did how to draw and so I'd always like he's like draw this arm like you need these muscles in this arm. He's like now put veins in it. And he's like I do a lot of crisscross veins and I would just look at the one like before the veins were in and I just draw that one.
I remember. Yeah, I used to get Wizard just for those little how to draw sections.
I
But
love that magazine, dude. Bring
I
it
can
back.
totally see them doing like a few seasons of X-Men 97 and then doing their version of a Generation X cartoon where instead of Banji being the leader, it's Jubilee, like an older Jubilee as
Uh
the leader.
that's a really good take.
I could see them going in that route. That many people
So
are
it
still
was just
watching The
like a
Mandalorian
little
season 1. Damn. Yeah, that was kind of my thoughts too. Like, you know, they're
I don't
watching
know.
Mandalorian season 1 and they're also watching Mandalorian season 3, which is the worst one, but no one seems to be watching Mandalorian season 2.
What did you say to me?
Toaster, I told you my idea for a
I
Star
don't
Wars show,
know.
right?
I know there was a joke. That's
Toaster,
why
you've
that
told me
joke.
a lot of
Shout
insane
out.
ideas throughout my time streaming, so I can't quite say I recall, but I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. I have no recollection, but I'm almost positive you mentioned something like that to me before.
What did I mention to you? I'm sorry.
Oh, Toaster was asking. He's like, I told you my idea for a Star Wars show, right? And I'm
Oh.
sure he did. I just can't remember.
I'm very sad because this month on my stupid phone game is Star Wars month, so
Oh yeah,
I haven't been playing it.
I can totally see her art style being like it's it almost. I mean, it's very Kubert. That guy looks like an Andy Kubert drawing. Like it's almost like
Which
a
is the one
blend between both of them, Andy and Adam.
what a cool like couple of like people to have around, right? Like your uncles who are like, yeah. Um, I have to look at and see like their, because I don't know how to tell them apart.
Their art styles, Andy and Adam.
Yeah, I don't remember which is which, so I gotta look it up.
I guess it's been some time. Maybe their styles have changed.
Okay, so I feel like one of them really loves to draw hair.
I think that's Adam.
I feel like one of them is like, ah, yes, this luscious hair.
Yeah, Adam Kubert did the art for Wolverine for a little while. I don't know what he's done since. Does he have a website?
I would like to say though that I was when I was like going through kind of like around the time of Fatal Attractions stuff. I went back and read, and it wasn't X-Men 25. I think it was X-Men 30, which is the wedding of Cyclops and Jean Grey.
Yeah.
And that book, that issue is terrific. It's terrific. Just looking at it, I was like, this is so beautiful. Every panel, like the way that the panels are laid out, is perfect.
That's Andy Kubert, right?
The let me see. The lettering was fucking bomb. Just terrific. And yeah, like everything about it was just so great. Even now,
Andy
it was just
Kubert
a
does not have a website.
really terrific one.
I mean, yeah, both of those guys
Yes.
were always amongst my favorite X-Men artists. Like, I honestly, and this is probably going to be sacrilegious, but
Go on.
I like their art more than Jim Lee. Like Jim Lee is kind of, I mean, I like Jim Lee's art, but it ranks kind of
I do
low
too.
on my as far as X-Men artists are concerned. I always like John Romita Jr. probably the most. Byrne, the giant size X-Men
Oh,
artist,
John Byrne.
John Byrne.
Hmm.
He's probably tied with Romita Jr.
I
Um,
liked Paul Smith on X-Men.
oh, Paul Smith.
Yeah,
I don't recall that name.
he's pretty older. I feel.
Was that pre Giant
I think he
Size?
did. No. Um. Let me give you a.
This website is crazy. I
Yeah,
don't know what
just
it's trying to
like
show me.
like Google search Paul Smith X-Men.
The the Baganos toaster, if that has anything to do with the Star Wars thing, then I don't think you ever told me because that does not ring a bell at all.
Andy Kubert was
Oh,
the
this
wedding.
guy. Oh yeah, this guy is awesome. This is iconic. This guy's art is I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
love
if I
that
would
guy.
say it's my favorite, but it does rank.
He's high
It's
up there for
iconic,
me.
but John Romita and Byrne and Silvestri, Mark Silvestri. I think he was the artist during the
Hmm.
Outback X-Men run.
He was, yeah, it was Mark Silvestri.
Yeah, like those guys are those three are the top for me. And then right after, close number two is Andy Kubert. Andy and Adam Kubert.
Yeah. It's not that I don't like Jim Lee. Like I think Jim Lee does good work. It's just like for me, like every Jim Lee character looks the same.
Yeah, like they all kind of looked alike, but also by the time, and it's not his fault, by the time Jim Lee really popped off with X-Men, there were so many people that were like just trying to rip off of his style, I guess. And his style wasn't too dissimilar from Mark Silvestri. Like I think Mark Silvestri was probably the first to have that kind of more edgy modern comic superhero look. But by the time Jim Lee was doing it, then a lot of artists were trying to do it. And then when he split and did Image Comics with Liefeld and the others,
Hmm.
almost every artist in Image was like that. They all did similar art like that.
Yeah.
It was like a comic. It was like a comic company for that style of art. Um,
It's
and then,
kind of like
meanwhile, in Marvel,
you can
like
see like the thread of like people who because a lot of people like older comic book artists, you can tell what they're like like when you're learning to draw and you're copying someone and you can
yeah,
tell that a lot of people copied Jack Kirby.
yeah,
Like that was their basis. And so I think like for a lot of more modern people like the copying, like the part where they're like, "Oh, I saw that and I had to like replicate it." For a lot of people it might be Jim Lee.
yeah. I think. I mean, it certainly was. I mean, even when I was a kid and I was drawing comics with my friends in class. I mean, yeah, everyone was trying to draw like Jim Lee. Everybody wanted to
Yeah.
do that.
And I think
And
that like Jim Lee on pencils, uh I think he has a really good concept of like light and things that I think but as far as like character drawing, I would not look to Jim Lee for like drawing a distinctive character because his characters look the same. And I feel the same way about J. Scott Campbell. Like, does he draw a nice
um,
looking person? Yes. Do they all look the same? Absolutely.
I can't. I mean, it's been so long since I've seen that dude's art. I can't. It's not.
Really?
I'm trying to see if maybe.
I feel like I could draw something in the style of J. Scott Campbell.
Really? Can
I
you
feel like I see it, like I can see it so vividly in my head.
I was looking on the tier maker site to see if maybe they had a tier listing for X-Men artists, but they don't,
Um,
which is a bummer.
the Romitas are terrific. It's like just wonderful stuff. All right, I gotta turn in. It's way past my bedtime.
Oh, you got stuff to do tomorrow?
I gotta go to work.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I say that I asked like I didn't have that going on tomorrow either, but you know what? Like you said, I don't get enough sleep, and that's not changing anytime soon. So,
All right. Well, it's been fun. We will catch up soon.
for certain. Yeah, our
And we'll
X-Men
get it going.
our X-Men review is done. Our watch has ended. So it's I don't know when season 2 is gonna happen. It might be a while, but
And maybe.
we'll have to catch up on our X-Men lore in the comics. We'll have to read read
I know, I gotta
Cyclops
get
and
really caught up.
Phoenix. Yeah, read Cyclops and Phoenix. And then I gotta read some Generation X's.
Yeah, which is the only reason I know about Bastion is from like 2 issues of Generation X. All right.
All right.
Well, I'll catch you soon, friend. I'll keep you going with the updates.
Yeah, thank you. Keep the updates coming. You said you're uploading the drive. I'll check them out on the drive then.
The ones that I sent you are the same ones that I uploaded to the drive. So
Okay, cool.
it's the same thing that you already got. I would just the one page I told you about where like it's pretty much done, but I should put in backgrounds. Like I haven't scanned that yet, but
Okay. Cool. Well, just
we're coming along.
keep me posted.
Will do. All right.
Later. All right. I'm still gonna hang around for a bit. I might pop a game on. I don't know what game, but I might pop something on. Let's see. Let me throw on some tunes. Toaster. Oh, you dropped your novel in here. There was a man, Elon Sleazebagano. Wait, what? You're not joking, are you? Was there actually a character in episode 2 called Elon Sleazebagano? You're making me Google this. Elon Sleazebagano, also known as Elon Sleazebagano. Okay. This guy. Death stick dealer. I don't even know what a death stick is. A chance encounter with Jedi Knight Obi-Wan Kenobi and his mind tricks resulted in Sleazebagano deciding to take up a more honest life. Okay. In episode 2, he tries to sell Obi-Wan death sticks, then Obi-Wan does the Jedi mind trick to make him go home and rethink his life. Here's my pitch. A Full House-style sitcom starring him and his canon daughter living on Coruscant, and the daughter's running some kind of illegal cookie scheme or some crap, and the main Imperial guy is a bumbling officer based on Schultz from Hogan's Heroes. The running gag is that the officer would see something blatantly illegal, would think it's something totally mundane, and would wag his finger going, "Bananos," all funny like. Bananos? Wait, where did bananos come from? I mean, I don't think you're off the mark with the core concept here. But I need to replace my keyboard. He shouts "Baganos." Oh, okay. Blame the keyboard. Well, I liked X-Men 97. If I wanted to, I could spend a lot of time hyper criticizing it, tearing it down. I don't want to though, because I liked it. If I didn't like it, then I would spend all that time ripping it down. Wait, Jimmy Carter is trending? Why is Jimmy Carter trending? He's only a 94-year-old, like twice recovered cancer patient. Why is Jimmy Carter trending? Okay, there's no real reason why Jimmy Carter is. Oh, he's trending because Jimmy Carter doing okay. A 95-year-old, like twice cancer survivor, is trending because he's doing just fine. That's a new one. I know why this motherfucker is trending. I wish he wasn't doing okay. But okay, good. Well, you know what? Glad it wasn't the. I mean, I don't know why it's. I guess this is the reason why. This tweet has 139, but this is from like a year ago. Why is this showing up now? What, like, why is he trending right now? That evangelicals rejected Jimmy Carter and worship Donald Trump shows you that they really don't give a shit about Jesus or his teachings. Yeah, well, they never did. Like, Jimmy Carter is an actual, like, carpenter building houses for poor people, you know, while in his 90s. Like, none of that shit was ever real. Should I got a lot to catch up on in Fallout 4 after that bug. After that damn bug just nuked all of my progression. Should I try to get started on that? Should I try to gain some ground before I end the stream tonight? Guess I can always try. Oh boy, alright. I wonder if there's a way for me to not have to deal with those mirror loops. You know, it'd be nice, a boring president. A president where you don't hear every day about a new horrific war crime. That'd be nice. Isn't it funny that that's what Joe Biden was supposed to be, right? He was supposed to be the boring president. Like, oh God, Donald Trump is just such a disaster. Everything he's done, everything he does is just like drama and chaos and bad news, etc.
He looked just like Sammy, too.
Sure as hell didn't act like him.
But like now, people want, you know, a boring president,
They got another
you know, as a change of pace from Biden, you know, and I guess you can say Biden is boring in the sense that he is doing absolutely nothing. Like he's doing absolutely nothing in the face of just like pure rampant chaos.
I hear Bobby No-Knows.
You know we're in an election year, right? Like this is an election year. Oh, did I, hold on a second. Okay, I had saved after buying ammo and shit. Yeah, Biden threw this election to commit genocide. I have zero reason to think he's gonna win. I'm bracing for Trump coming back. I mean, just about every single Democrat that's up and down the ballot, House races, Senate races, like they're all polling either a little bit better than their Republican opponent or significantly better than their Republican opponent. So like Democrats up and down the ballot are doing pretty decently, you know, in their respective races, but you know, Joe Biden is not. And you know, his lack of popularity and enthusiasm amongst young voters, that's going to be a real issue. You know, it's going to be interesting to see if people like pay attention to down ballot voting when they have no interest in voting for the top of the ticket. Like, are we going to get a situation where we have a Democratic House and a Democratic Senate, but we have a Republican president? Like, is that what we're in store for here? If you looked at the polling happening, you know, today, you would be, you know, it would be understandable if you believe that that's the direction we're aiming. And it's pointless to have like this level of uncertainty about it. It shouldn't be that way. There's a reason why Joe Biden is like, hell yeah, I'll debate you, Jack. Let's get 2 debates. I beat your ass in that other debate. I can debate you twice. It's a bunch of malarkey. There's a reason why he's doing that. It's because he knows that like he is radically disliked. He is a radically disliked president. His approval ratings. Oh, that's funny. I'm going down the exact same path I went down last time. Like his approval ratings are abysmal. They've never been great to begin with, you know. And he knows that it doesn't matter if Trump is disliked. He's liked by the people who would vote for him. You know, his base likes him. You know, the Republicans have somehow figured out what Democrats are completely unable to figure out, which is all you need to do. I'll take it. All you need to do is get your base hyped up to vote for you. Stop worrying about trying to get people who aren't in your base to vote for you, because they're probably not going to do that. Otherwise, they'd be in your base already. Focus on getting your base out, and then you can win. Like, Donald Trump is in a much better position to get his base to come out and vote for him than Joe Biden is to get his base to come out and vote for him. Because as much as he or other Democrats, you know, don't want to admit it, young voters are a big part of their base. You know, and so are, you know, Latino voters. And Biden's been losing Latino support in droves. He's been losing the black vote, you know, significantly too. So, you know, we're in a situation where it's like, yeah, it's very, very easy to see a scenario where you can get all of these local victories for radioactive gland. You can get all of these local victories for Democrats up and down the ballot, but still end up with a President Trump. And then what happens in the midterms when, you know, the Democrats lose maybe the House or the Senate or both in the midterms, and then you have a President Trump in there. 2 years is plenty of time to do a lot of destructive damage. The thing is, like, before the whole Israel-Palestine thing, like, I think I was feeling relatively okay with Joe Biden. Like, not the best in the world. There's still plenty of things that I was wanting him to be more assertive on. Corporate price gouging being one of them. I wanted to see more harsh mechanisms of tackling price gouging that we're seeing in, like, the house rental markets, or the grocers doing price gouging. What is this noise I'm hearing?
Let me know if there's anything I can do to lighten the load, or, you know, if you need anything proofread.
Okay, Piper, calm down. At Journey's End follows Freedom's Lantern. Sure. But yeah, like, oh, where's the raider at?
What was that? I see you!
Oh, he's over here. Okay.
Think you can win this? Huh?
I don't even know where you're at, buddy, but yes, I do think I can win. What? Piper? God damn you, you fucking suck, woman. Where's that other guy I got? He's over here. Who got you? Was there somebody up here? Oops. But yeah, anyways, what I was saying before is before the Israel stuff, like, I was okay with Biden. And even after it, like, I can rationalize in my brain, like, okay, there are two big things that separate Trump and Biden enough to make it important to vote for Biden. And one is the abortion issue. And the second one is the NLRB, the National Labor Relations Board. I don't think Joe Biden gets enough credit for the NLRB being as labor friendly as it is. Wait. Where are these guys shooting at me from? Oh, I should do some cooking while I'm here. You know what? You fucking guys, why am I wasting all my ammo on you? I'm not gonna sit here and waste all my ammo on you guys. This guy has some health on him. Piper, you're down here too? Grab that steel. But I have no compulsion towards trying to convince anybody who doesn't want to vote for Joe Biden to vote for him. I don't have any energy to like try to sit there and be like, well, this is why you should go vote. Like, if you don't want to vote for him, I 1000% understand. I'm still not entirely for certain if even I'm going to. Although for me, it doesn't matter. I'm in a state where it literally doesn't matter. I would say, like, yeah, if you're in a swing state, then you probably should, but if you're not in a swing state, then do whatever the fuck you want. Oh, you know what I did? That's what I did. Last time, I think I traveled here. And then I just walked from here. Oh, you know what? Am I on this road? Turn around. Turn around. I made that video that I just put on YouTube last night about... wait, where's the big road I'm looking for? Is this it? I made that video about AAA gaming, because they're. Oh yeah, I did come around this way because I got these two guys too.
Well, Becca pulled him into the front of the store. Everything seemed fine. He must have got fucking pray for that.
Just going to waste otherwise.
I had a lot of videos coming across my feed about like modern gaming sucks and the state of modern gaming, etc., etc. And you know, I hadn't really intended on weighing in on that discourse because a lot of it is just kind of silly. But that Fallout bug that I had last time, that I'm working my way back from now, kind of inadvertently forced my hand, so I dropped that video about my thoughts on AAA gaming and all of that. And I realized later today that, earlier today I should say, that Microsoft has another big release coming out in the form of Hellblade 2. And there's, even before this game was even launched, there's already controversy over it. Like, people are thinking that Microsoft are purposely setting the game up to fail because, like, there's no real marketing. Wait, who killed these guys? I certainly didn't if I left all their shit on them. Like, there's no real marketing behind it. And, or at least not to the level that you would expect for a AAA blockbuster release from a company that appears to be, you know, struggling like Microsoft is. You'd think they'd be marketing the hell out of any kind of game that might be able to make them some money, but they seem to not be for Hellblade 2. And people are speculating that it's because they're trying to contract their business. Like, they've spent so much of the pandemic years, like, purchasing... They spent so much of the pandemic years purchasing game studios that now they need to kind of contract. And the idea is that they want to, I guess Ninja Theory is the name of the studio that's making Hellblade 2. And the theory is they want to shut them down next, give them the old Tango Gameworks treatment. So, regardless of how successful Hellblade 2's launch might be, and it seems like they're purposely trying to nerf its launch from being successful, like, that studio might be the next on the chopping block. Oh, I got you. How do you not hear a giant mech, like, running towards you from behind? Who's shooting at me? Oh, you?
Give you that one.
I hope that's not the case, though. I hope they don't shut that studio down. Oh, I can't cross from over here. Well, I guess I can. Can I survive this drop in my power armor, or is that gonna blow my legs out? I guess I'd still have to cross the river. But it's the thinnest point. Should I drop? I'll hit the quick save. Okay, good. That did not destroy my leg armor. Good. Now, is there a way for me to climb back up on this side? I guess that's the question, huh? This shit's deep. There's not even like a platform for me to get back up on. I don't even know where I am anymore. Am I gonna... What the fuck is that? Alright, so it looks like it might be a little tough crossing on this side over here. Because that shit is immediately deep. Microsoft doing what they've been doing is pretty nuts to me. Yeah, it is insane. I mean, it's, you know, and oh, that's Piper. I go back and forth on the idea. Do I have a flashlight, Bridie? What was that? Oh, that's the VATS. Do I not have a flashlight? But, oh, Jesus. But, I've been going back and forth on the idea on whether or not I think, game publishers should be allowed to purchase development studios. And I understand why a studio would want to be purchased by a big publisher, but I feel like after everything that's happened in the past like couple years, game developers are gonna have to be a little bit smarter about making those kinds of decisions. Like, I understand it, like, there's definitely, it used to be the value in being purchased, having your studio purchased by a Microsoft or something, in addition to just the surefire funding, because a lot of these studios struggle to have their projects steadily funded. You have to end up doing a bunch of mercenary work for it. What was that? You end up having to do a bunch of mercenary work for you end up doing a bunch of mercenary work for other developers just so that those contracts can sustain your studio. And when you do that, you're diverting a lot of your studio's talent, a lot of their time. You're diverting it away from making the original IP that you want to make, that, you know, wins awards and puts you on the map and gives you the autonomy to be the kind of developer that everybody wants to be when they get into the game industry. No one joins the game industry to be a studio that only does UI UX for Epic, or they only do network programming for Activision, or they only do this kind of niche sort of development work for a bigger company working on their own IP. Nobody wants to do that. People get into the game industry so that they can develop their own games. They can build their own games, build their own IP, and get all of the love and cred and esteem for that IP. And when you have to devote so much of your talent and your time and attention and studio resources to other projects just so that you can keep the lights on and the doors open, and it thwarts your ability to, you know, reach your goals for your own projects, then the idea of being purchased by a Microsoft or Sony or whatever just becomes that much more enticing. In addition to the fact that, you know, you get some prestige. You know, you can either say, oh, I'm a game developer at Floppy Flop Software, or you can say, oh, I'm a game developer at Activision Blizzard. I'm a game developer at, you know, Sony. You know, there's a certain level of prestige that comes with it too. So I understand why. Oh, my core's about to expire. I understand the appeal and all of that, but I feel like after this past couple years with all the layoffs and acquisition, like the consolidation of the industry, and then just like the rampant layoffs and all of that shit, in addition to just having so much power in, you know, resting in, you know, guys like the hands of CEOs like Sony's, who almost single-handedly tanked Helldivers 2, you know, fighting vigorously to rip defeat from the jaws of victory. Or you get like EA's Andrew Wilson, who is just like literally stroking his rock hard dick on the main stage for everybody to see over the idea of, you know, replacing all of his workers with AI, just like horny as hell for AI, in addition to just being like, yeah, we're gonna put ads in games. We're just gonna start putting straight up, not talking about product placement, because product placement has always been in games, but straight up advertisement, like web browser type advertisements, where you hit start game and then you gotta watch an ad for a Toyota, and then you gotta watch an ad after that for Pepsi, and then you gotta watch an ad after that for like your local car dealer, and then you can start the game. Like that kind of shit. When you start getting rampant market consolidation, you start getting shit like that. It's the same thing that's happening with streaming services. Now that, you know, everything has been consolidated into like a handful of streamers, and now they're all even working in concert. I don't even know how that's not collusion. It should be some form of collusion that they're all like creating their own like combination streaming service now. But whatever the case may be, I want developers to start being incredibly stingy on, you know, being purchased by publishers. It should be illegal, probably. It probably should be illegal. Like, I don't know. I go back and forth on that, and I've been thinking about it a lot since, you know, doing the videos on the Microsoft stuff. But then when I was seeing the Hellblade 2 stuff, I'm keeping my eyes peeled. I don't know, like, AAA gaming gets such a bad, what the fuck? Gets such a bad rap. Oh god, these things. Where'd it go? Oh boy. I hope Peter Parker fucks Kitty Pryde in MCU. That's a weird hope to have, Mr. Anti-Idiotic. Welcome to the stream. I don't know why you would hope that, but okay. We don't even have a Kitty Pryde in the MCU yet. This away. This I'm away. Alright, this time, do not shoot the turrets. Oh, what's in here? Brain fungus? What the fuck is brain fungus? That sounds gross. Am I getting sidetracked? Do I want to go down in here? They're just some ghouls. I don't know if I want to deal... Oh shit, you scared the fuck out of me, Piper. Just standing there like a serial killer. Do you want to deal with these ghouls? They're all just standing around with subway tokens. I know that other guy just walked off that way.
Let's dance.
Is there a core down here or something? It looks like this might be where I would find one.
Where'd they go? Oh, now I'm mad! What you showed them?
Where are you even? Oh, there you are. Who'd you kill? Well, I don't know who you shot down. I hope they didn't have any worthwhile loot on them. Oh, this guy. Okay, here we go. Some bottle caps. Okay. Lots of Radaway and Rad-X. I would say that's a worthwhile detour. I'm not gonna deal with these guys. The fuck? Oh, these motherfuckers are popping off from underneath my feet. Oh, there's a shit ton of these motherfuckers. Oh boy. Okay, wait a second here. Oh, and I'm still drunk? Hold on a second. I forgot that I also cured that thing. Cure my addiction. And it hit me with a couple of, You know, let me get rid of some of this stuff. I don't have any good drugs on me. What the fuck? Will you leave me alone? You fucking dickheads? Like I had something good on him. Incendiary hunting rifle. Awesome. Where are these other corpses that there are? Got a shot glass on them. These guys are doing shots over here. Find this woman and talk to him and then be back to where I was before. This didn't, I guess because I avoided those mirror lurks, I didn't have to, this didn't take as much time as it did last time. Although I'm sure those mirror lurks gave me a lot of good experience.
I need to speak with you.
What do you need of me, child?
How have you survived in all this radiation?
That is Adam's unique gift to us, the true believers. He has brought us here to this place, a place that cannot harm us, so that we may worship him, so that we may spread his word to others. That is our calling, to deliver Adam's message to a world that does not wish to hear it, to show Adam's power to all. Stop right there, stranger. You approach Atom's holy ground. Why? Stay.
Holy ground? Adam? What's going on here?
Atom reached out and touched this world, bringing his glow to us. It remains to this day a reminder of his promise. Infinite worlds through division.
What is this place?
This is where we commune with Adam himself. I am surprised you have survived long enough to reach it.
Well, I am in this suit.
looking for someone named Virgil.
Virgil? Yes, we know this Virgil. What do you want with him?
I need his help reaching the Institute.
I have heard of this institute. They hide themselves, trying to avoid the power of Adam. A futile effort. In truth, this Virgil has caused some concern. Some believe his presence is an affront to Adam. Though he came to trade with us on a few occasions, we have had little other contact with him. It was quite clear he wanted to be left alone. You can find him southwest of the crater, living in a cave. I would approach cautiously were I you. I feel he does
Dude,
not
if you think
want
this is weird,
visitors.
76 has a full-on elder god and establishes that the multiverse is real. Incidentally, I do not like 76, lol. Elder god, like... Does this exist in the same world as Elder Scrolls? Is it the deity from Morrowind? The one you used to make those videos over, whose name I completely forget now? Alright, what's the best way for me to get there? Well, I guess I'm not going this way. Alright, that was probably a more unconventional way of going this route, but I got there. I'm beelining towards the door. It's not Elder Scrolls, but they established that actual gods are real. Dagoth-Ur isn't it? Unfortunately, that's what it was. Dagoth-Ur. Maybe that's what your maybe that's what your next spate of videos should be then. It should be Dagoth-Ur petitioning to be made a god in the Fallout realm. Like having to convince someone to let him into their roster of deities. God damn, these motherfuckers hurt. I went on an uninstalling spree. Uninstalling a bunch of shit that I don't really play that much anymore. To free up some hard drive space. And I almost uninstalled... Oh god, I forgot this guy was here. Can he even get up here? I guess he can. I almost uninstalled Morrowind, but I decided against it. I was like, you know what? I might actually let me get to the shotgun. Why does this guy always let himself get pushed down by this thing? Why can't I? Oh, he's standing on me. Well, what's my inventory look like? Oh, I'm at my... Well, I need to eat some shit anyways. Actually, oh...
We're not gonna stay, Snoop. This spins much longer if we don't get a move on.
Alright, where's that door at? There it is. Okay. Hold on a second. Do not shoot. I repeat, do not shoot the turret. In fact, I'm putting my guns away. Are they gonna... They're not gonna shoot me? Okay, he's just hanging out.
Hold it.
Those tin cans really made me that encumbered. I don't want a laser pistol. I have 100. I have 126 cells. I may as well keep it. I gotta drop something though. Oh.
Take it nice and slow.
Okay, hold on. Let me give this. Let me give my minigun to Maya. Wait, what? God damn you! Okay,
Where's
fine.
Kellogg, huh? Trying to sneak up on me while you distract me? It's not going to work. I'm not stupid. I knew they'd
Why does
send
his-
him after me.
Why does his face look like his texture didn't load in?
Are you Virgil?
You know damn well I am. What are you doing here?
What the hell are you?
First time seeing a super mutant, hmm? You've led a sheltered life. It wasn't exactly my best idea, but turning into one of these hulking monstrosities was the only way to... well, to get here, at least I avoided some of the side effects and retained my faculties. But that's not the point. What are you doing here? What do you want?
Can you tell me about the Institute or not?
The Institute? So, they did send you, didn't they? You're working with Kellogg.
But Kellogg's been taken care of.
Dead. He's dead. Don't you lie to me.
Is it so hard to believe?
Of course it is. Kellogg was ruthless. There's a reason the Institute used him to do their dirty work for so many years. I knew they'd send him after me. Tried to prepare for it.
Oh yeah, he's not designed well.
I wasn't sure I'd make it. And so you killed him, eh? Then what do you want with me?
I know you were part of it, and you escaped. They sent Kellogg to kill you.
How the hell do you know any of that? No, it doesn't matter. I'm not going back. I can't go back. Look at me. Why are you even here? What do you want?
I need whatever information you've got. Anything to help me get into the Institute.
I'm sorry, what? You want to get into the Institute? Are you insane? Never mind how nearly impossible that is. Even if you were to succeed, it'd almost certainly end in your immediate death. What reason could you possibly have for taking that kind of risk?
I'm trying to find my son. The Institute kidnapped him.
Oh. Oh no. I had no idea. I'm sorry. Yeah. The Institute has taken people from the Commonwealth in the past. If your son is one of them, I can understand why you'd want to get in there. I can help, but I'm going to need something in return.
What do you want from me?
Before I had to escape, I was working on a serum that would serve as a cure for my condition. I wasn't able to bring it with me. It's still in my lab and, well, look at me. I need it. I need you to find it for me if you manage to get inside the Institute. What do you say?
You help me and I'll help you.
All right. All right. Let's talk details. First things first. You know how synths get in and out of the Institute?
Yeah, they use some sort of teleporter.
Well, well. Not many know about it. Pretty closely guarded secret. You've certainly done your homework. It's commonly referred to as the molecular relay. I don't understand all the science behind it, but it works. Dematerializes you in one place, rematerializes you in another. I'm sure it sounds crazy, but it's a reality. The relay.
I hate this
is
idea so
the
much.
only
You can't
way
just
in
cure
and
being
out
a
of the
fucking super
Institute.
mutant. It's not a sore throat. Your bones are changed. I do too. As soon as he mentioned a serum, in my mind I was like, it always comes down to something like that.
No.
There's always, like,
Have
no
you
matter
ever seen an Institute
what
courser?
crazy condition you might be in sci-fi or fantasy or whatever, there's always like the idea that a really smart guy can just create a serum that
Another
it reverses
Institute
everything. You're back to
secret.
normal.
Coursers are Institute synths, designed for one purpose. They're hunters. Operations go wrong.
Like, how could a
synth goes
serum
missing,
reverse what's
and
happened
a
to him in this
courser
form?
is dispatched. They're very good at what they do, and you're going to have to kill one.
Why do I have to kill one?
Because you want to get into the Institute, remember? They're your ticket in. Every Courser has special hardware that gives them a direct connection to the relay in the Institute. It's embedded in a chip in their heads. You need that chip. But to get it, you'll have to find a Courser. Now, I don't know exactly where you can find one. They haven't sent any after me. And sitting here waiting doesn't seem like a good plan. You're going to have to hunt one down. I can tell you where to start and give you some help finding one. But you'll have to do the dirty work.
What do I need to do?
Listen up. The primary insertion point for coursers is in the ruins of CIT, directly above the Institute. So you'll want to head there. Now, the relay causes some pretty
Don't fall
heavy
off.
interference all across the EM spectrum. You've got a radio on that Pip-Boy, right? When you get to the ruins, tune it to the lower end of the band and listen in. You'll be able
Jesus,
to
his
hear
textures
the
are so
interference.
fucking ugly. This is
Follow
an
the
incomplete
signal,
fucking design.
and
That's
it'll
what I was
lead you
saying.
to
It looks like his
Courser.
textures aren't loaded
Then
in.
You just have to not get killed.
It
Not
looks
gonna
like
lie.
he's just
The
half
odds
loaded
aren't
in.
your favor here. But if you do make it, remember what I said about
Like,
the
this
serum.
can't be by
You need
design.
it
There has to be some kind of a
badly.
bug happening right now.
I really do hope you find what you're looking for.
We found a new frontier of foul.
Where are you? There you are. Here, take this minigun.
Hey,
You say the word.
Protect and serve.
Alright, I've got 2. Strength. Endurance. So you had to use power armor to be able to survive, but Piper is just fine and dandy. That's what I was saying. Like, the last time I ran in here, I was like, Piper, you're gonna have to stay back with these Atom people and learn how to survive like they did, because you're just raw dogging this radiation.
Want to get out of here? I don't think we'd make pretty ghouls.
Travel to CIT. Investigate radio. Okay, these are these side things. Where is Where is CIT? What's up? Why are you looking at me like that? Do I just push this car?
Hell yeah! Come on, we don't have to do this.
Who was shooting at me? That was a terrible decision on your part, Raider. I don't know what you were thinking. Guess I should swap out my weapon. I don't want to use all my shotgun shells. May as well use the laser pistol and see how this thing goes.
Someone present. Not die! What? Who's there?
Attacking enemy.
Almost shot you, Piper.
You must be terminated. Following Institute protocol. Eliminating hostile.
Picked on the wrong people today.
The fuck? Did someone just fall? Piper is just cleaning these people up. How did she even get up there?
Human time is done. This is the end.
You made a mistake. Now you pay for it. Dang.
It would appear my target has disappeared.
How do you even get up to that level?
If they return, I will be ready.
Kiss it all goodbye.
Movement detected. Curious.
Rib cage and spine. I don't know why we're here. The waypoint.
I can carry something if you need me to.
The waypoint was pointing us back outside to the Commonwealth for some reason. Although I thought this was the place we were supposed to go. Aw, why would they put food inside of a claw machine? That just seems cruel. It's like, are you gonna eat today? Well, let's see if you can win yourself a dinner in our claw machine. It's just never gonna grab that plate the right way, huh? Why does the waypoint have us going out here? What is this for? Why is Diamond City being highlighted? I saw a cartoon where the wife here tried to win this in the past, gave up, and in the future tried again, won, but as soon as she took a bite, she dropped the pie like, I fucking hate the future. Was it like a fan cartoon or something? Yeah, fan made it. Okay, that's awesome. I probably should go to Diamond City though. I'm halfway through this core. I should probably sell some shit I have and see about buying another core. Okay, it looks like the signal strength is getting stronger as I head in this direction. You leave me alone. I want nothing to do with you. What did I just say? Fucking mirror lurks.
Everything's starting to sound like footsteps these days.
There's a guy down there. Blast radius.
Hey, something's out there.
sons of bitches.
Had to play hero, huh?
I didn't want to massacre all you sons of bitches. I'm trying to follow this radio signal.
Playing games with me, huh? Open fire!
All right, well, back to our regularly scheduled program.
Oh, man, come back!
Oh, who are you?
Having fun!
Where are you at? 64. 61, okay. I'm going in the wrong direction.
This is bullshit.
Do I need to go behind this truck? Oh boy. Okay, well, back up here then. Is there a way down on this side, or? Guess I can just drop. Signal's getting weak again. There we go. Is it in this building? Green Tech Genetics. Do a save, a real save. Kill the Corsair. All right, let's see what this is all about. I have a feeling this is going to be annoying, but at least I still have shells for my shotgun.
Free for the taking.
I guess I could turn my radio off. Keep your head on a swivel, Piper.
The Courser's on the second floor. Kill on sight. Send reinforcements to the lobby in case there are more.
Who's telling me that? Oh shit, what the fuck? the fuck?
What's going on down there? How many are we dealing with?
Who are these guys?
Pitiful.
Where are you shooting at? There's an elevator over there, Piper. We're gonna have to use that thing.
Nice. Still here? You got a line on him?
Elevator isn't functioning. Why would it be?
Wouldn't want to be in your shoes.
Who are you talking to?
Real bad move.
Okay, this is just the entrance.
Hey, who said you could hide?
Damn it, how do I keep falling? Well, maybe I need to go down here. Actually, there's a med kit over here. So, it's a good thing I fell. Oh, and there's a terminal too, so... Falling was advantageous. Guess I could have done that instead of shooting them. Moldy food.
Now where'd they get to?
Enforcement now on the 3rd floor. Reports of the second intruder in the east wing near the courtyard.
You guys are woefully underarmed for dealing with marauding mass murder in a power armor suit. Y'all weren't ready for this. This guy woke up from his cryo sleep and just went on a murder spree. Oh, good shot, Piper. I had him, but... What? Irradiated rolling pin? What? What sense does this make? Does 50 points of additional radiation damage.
Blue, we're not. Here's trouble.
Okay, I don't know why I want an irradiated rolling pin, but okay. Alright, you know what? Let me switch my weapon. These guys aren't worth using all my shotgun ammo on.
Lost
Oh, are you kidding me? You dickhead!
Barricade stairwells and hallways if you haven't already.
really pissing me off. You picked up the wrong people today. Unexpected.
Fuck, what is happening?
Lou, you okay?
Oh, my legs is out.
Get some!
Both of my legs are out.
Hope you made your peace.
Oh, I'm out of ammo. Well, you know what? No ammo, no need for this gun anymore.
You're all bravado and no brains, aren't you? Guess they vanished for good.
Let's eat some food. Let's not use all my stimmies. And you know what? He got laser pistol. He got laser pistol ammo. I may as well pick the laser pistol back up.
I want this one's head! God, I hope there's a bounty!
Fire doesn't really seem to do much to it. Missile launcher plus. Okay, so it was just another missile launcher. It's no big deal. Drop one of those guys. Actually, you know what? Pick all of that back up. Piper, where are you? Here.
point the way.
We've lost contact with sectors 2 and 4.
Sim Settlements 2 has my favorite fan character, the Ron. The Ron tells you where to find the cream of the crop, i.e. actually good settlers for your settlements, since apparently we're going full-on eugenics in Sim Settlements 2. Oh, it's a eugenics simulator? I don't know if I like that. Damn it. There we go.
Yes.
This
Oh,
can't
shit.
be sanitary.
Sweet.
I guess I'm gonna need steel to fix my legs. Get out of my way. The settlers have special stats now. I haven't done...
This?
Oh shit. Alright, well you know what? Fuck this rifle.
Still in one piece.
Okay. Let's see what's around in this kitchen here. So what do you actually do with the settlements in this game? Is it just a place where you can craft shit, or is there more to it? Oh, there's ammo here. Hell yeah. You know what, before I does this other way just lead to the back end of that? Oh shit. Why don't you ever run whenever you see one of these things going off? Get out of my way, Piper. don't know what the plasma cartridges are for, but I may as well take them. You build settlements for people to live in, and then you can make them vendors or have them look for scrap to get more equipment and call reinforcements for yourself.
Fall back to original position. Enforcers nearing the elevator.
What the fuck is going on?
What was that?
Hey,
I almost got you, Piper.
God, I hope there's a bounty.
Man, there's a lot of people holed up in this building. I haven't seen... The only food I've seen in here are potato chips. And there's like 60 dudes hanging out in this joint.
The courser's after the girl. Anyone alive needs to get up to the top floor immediately. That's an order.
Is that where I'm headed? Oh shit. Didn't see that grenade hanging from the ceiling there.
What? Last mistake.
Bad idea.
Ugh.
Huh. Are you gonna trip that?
Lock and load. You're out of your league, pal.
Come on, still here? You held your own there, Blue.
He totally tripped it.
That's it.
The wait, hold on. The Minutemen are directly tied to the settlement system. Oh, those are the people I met right at the beginning. Right? And they asked me to join them. They were hanging out in... Damn it, I didn't want the pistol. Piper, come here. Come here.
Hey, wait there. Hold position.
Shoot. Sure, take a peek.
Alright. Take 2 of those. You know what? Take this rolling pin too. Actually, let me take a look at that rolling pin. Damage is 23. Okay. It appropriately does less damage than my axe, so take that baton. Let's just stick with that. Okay.
Heads up.
Where to?
Come on.
There was nothing over this way.
Don't think I can pick this.
Buddy, you've been picking so many locks. At this point, you should be at least willing to try an advanced lock.
Get some!
This place has
Out of ammo. Okay.
Engaging hostile! You are seriously fucked, you know that?
Come on! I guess it hadn't come to that. It's going to waste otherwise.
Yeah, you'd become their general. Well, too bad for them that I decided to join the Brotherhood of Steel instead. Alright, well, only my chest piece is functional still for my armor. So who knows what I'm about to get involved with here. The fuck? What are you... Alright, well, I don't have the ability to unlock that one, so I just keep on moving.
Lock's really strong.
I don't know the password. I'm telling the truth.
I don't believe you are.
Z2?
Please, no.
Where am I hearing
All
that
you
at?
had to do was tell me the password. Now, are you going to cooperate?
Oh God.
Tell
Oh
me.
God. Okay, okay. Just don't shoot. Let me think.
I'm going to get in there. It's just a matter of time. Tell me the password.
Look, I already told you I don't have it. I'll help you find a way in. But listen, we took the girl fair in school.
Get over here. Are you here for the synth?
What synth?
If you're not here for the synth, then you're here for me. What do you want?
Is this the guy?
I'm here to kill you and take what's inside your head.
That
They just want to talk.
Where are my drugs? I need my drugs. Let me do some fucking meth. Do I even have any? Damage resistance. I guess I could use the buff out. What are you doing, Piper? Oh, he's cloaked like the other guy. Get out of the way, Piper! Look at that uniform, too. You got in the way, so get fucked.
Consider themselves a success until someone threatened their life. Me? I'm very successful.
No way I'm cracking this.
He deserved to die. I know you're not here for me, but I can't get out. Not on my own. I'm going to have to trust you to help me.
Who are you?
We'll talk once you open the door. I promise I won't run. The guard put the password in a toolbox. Over there, under the stairs. Use it to gain access to the terminal. And open the door.
Gain access to the terminal. She seems untrustworthy to me. What's up there? Car's terminal, okay. She seems untrustworthy. She's literally terrified for her life, and that's your first thought? Yes.
Use the terminal to open the door.
Yes, that is my first thought. Got my axe at the ready.
Thank you. I don't know what to say.
Who are you?
My institute designation is K-198, but I prefer Jenny, so yes, I'm a synth, if you hadn't already guessed. I knew they'd send a courser. I just didn't think he'd find me so fast. I think I would have lost him too, but then I was captured by these mercenaries. And all this happened. Thanks again for your help. I'm gonna look for supplies before heading out. And before you ask, no, I don't need any more help. The Commonwealth is unforgiving. I need to make it on my own or I'm dead. Maybe we'll meet again, under better circumstances. I hope we do.
I just let a human passing synth into the wild. Is this door unlocked? Oh, a fat man.
Lou, come on.
What are you doing,
Carry
Piper?
something before you cripple yourself.
If you were nearby, it would be easier.
Heads up.
let me know.
Leaded alloyed metal right leg. Are either of those good for me? I'll figure it out later. All right. Where is this gonna take me, though? Is this taking me back to the Commonwealth? I don't think I was done yet. Well, I guess maybe I was. Maybe that elevator just takes me back to the ground floor. Yeah, I'm at the top of this bitch.
We're not in any rush to go, are we?
I will say that's kind of a cool scene. Well, we are in a rush, actually. Let's get back to Diamond City. I'm all busted up. Everything is fucking broken. Hopefully I have enough plastic and shit to, I'm assuming that's what Subway Tokens breaks down into, is plastic. Hopefully I have enough to, fix all my shit in one go.
The Super Salon can give you the hairstyle of your dreams.
I have somewhere to be. Sorry.
Mentats, buff out, stim packs, jet, everything to even you out.
Alright, first and foremost, let me see these new pieces I got. Temporarily slows time. Oh yeah, this one's good.
How about I introduce you to my confidential informant? Oh, Takahashi, thank you for meeting me here. No. We've been traveling together for 8 years. Sorry, Blue. Keep it up. Takahashi told me everything.
Damn, that took a lot. Alright, I think everything is good then. Sweet. Why is it says that my inventory is 314 out of 310, but
Self-prescribed chem.
I'm moving at normal speed.
Recommended by me, myself,
Look
and
alive.
I.
Give me that. Give me all of that.
What can I do?
Boy, she really wouldn't be a fan of mine.
Everything you need.
This vendor really wouldn't be a fan of mine if she found out that I let a human passing scent walk free.
You again. All right, got plenty of supplies.
Sure. Let's take a look.
Here's what we got.
What's those Fat Mans? Irradiated rolling pin. Minigun, I guess. Or maybe I want to. Do I not have a? I guess maybe I don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't sell that minigun because I don't know. All right. Do you have a core for me? Sweet. I can get a core and some ammo. What kind of weapons? What kind of ammo do the weapons I like to use take? Haven't really used Kellogg's gun much, but I can't find 44s anywhere. I got the shotgun shells. She doesn't have any 5mm. I could use some 10mm, I suppose. I guess 10mm and 45s. You know what? No 45s. Let's just stick with this.
Got everything you could need. Med-X, Mentats, whatever.
Let's see what you have.
Every chem for every need.
Oh man, shit's expensive. Pass, bud. Pass.
Paper, right?
But I'm in good shape
Not
now.
200 years old.
My suit's
Pretty good for
fully
your age,
fully
huh?
healed up. I got an extra core. With my suit's fully repaired, I've got an extra core. Unloaded a lot of my... Not a lot, but a good deal of my excess inventory. I think I'm good.
Prescription. Spill. High quality.
Alright. That made up for the last stream. That made up for how that last stream ended. So I feel like this is a good place. I'm back at an okay place with this game. I got my anger out of me. I'm back at an okay place. Thanks for joining me, everyone. I appreciate it. Today's Thursday, right? Yeah, I'll be... Will I be streaming tomorrow? I might be streaming tomorrow. I will very likely be streaming tomorrow, so I'll very likely be seeing you again. So, take care. Oh, Galby. You decided to show up at the very end, huh? I'm about to go eat some chicken and go to bed. Good stream, good job. Thanks very much, Toaster. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Hope to see you tomorrow. Take it easy.